half an hour. Okay, we're trying to do something different. You know, as you can tell, we're trying to do something different because it's a different thing. You can see that the set has changed. Okay, it's still Dez Shits On, but it's a special edition of Dez Shits On. It's called Desi Does Penance. And I'm not even really doing penance. I kind of fucked up with the title because, like, to do penance is like you fucked up and you have to do something about it. It's like, what are you gonna do? The priest tells you, you know, if you had a good priest, he says, hey, you do 10 Hail Marys. If you had a questionable priest, he says, get down on your knees and do me a favor. Okay, and that's why I'm not doing this to a priest, and I'm just doing this to, I guess I'm doing it to God, right, I guess, but I'm also doing it to the public, but I'm not asking the public for forgiveness. So kind of, there's two things going on here. I'm trying to cleanse my soul spiritually, which, you know, it is of no business to any of you, really, and I'm still gonna get fucking murdered for saying the original thing anyway. So that's number one. Number two, I'm cleansing it for, it's a PR. It's a PR exercise, even though, like I said, you get what you get what's advertised. Des the Degenerate shitting on. That's what you get. Were you expecting fucking Martin Luther King? Were you expecting somebody with like this incredible fucking gift of speech? If you were, then I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you. Okay. But so I'm clearing the air publicly too, because I can hear. So this is kind of, it's gonna be half me doing not apologizing, but like, you know, saying I fucked up, and then the other half me defending myself against the onslaught of public rage, which I said won't hit for a while because we haven't dropped these yet. So I'm about to drop these, and this is part of why I wanted to do this whole thing. Because we're gonna drop it, and you know, like I said, with all these things, I shoot from the hip. I have like 5 things on my list max for all these episodes, and they're like words. They're like, yeah, talk about this stuff. There's no scripts. We just go. Okay. Sometimes I try to, you know, sometimes I have a half an hour randomly to myself talking about whatever the fuck in the middle of the week. I talk about seagulls. Okay, and did seagulls evolve from dinosaurs? And you know, were there like what was the seagull kind of dinosaur around at the time? You know, like what was that kind of thing? Like, and who was the cool dinosaur? Who was the quiet one? You know, like if they were in a band, if there was a dinosaur band, you know, like everybody has like a personality. Like which of the, I mean, T-Rex would obviously be like, but was he, you know? But see, I'm not going down this thing. I'm not going down the whole thing of was T-Rex really the alpha, or would there be another dinosaur? Because nobody gives a shit, okay? Long story short, we're going to drop these, okay? So in order to drop these, I need to absolve my soul, and I need to fight back inevitably before all this fucking noise comes in and says, hey, you did this and you said that. Shut your mouth, okay? Like I said, the good thing about this, nobody watching this until 2027, is that we have time. We have time, okay? But these need to get out. These need to go, okay? And that's another thing I just realized. And the Desi NFTs are dropping, okay? The Desi artiste mode is up and running, and I want to see if I can show some of these to you before we close this out, okay? But let's get to doing penance, or at least, you know, whatever. We'll start with the thing in the corner, okay? You see the thing in the corner? I'm not gonna like just say like it's not that. If you have eyes, you can read what it says. If you don't know what it says, Google it. Okay, that's why we have Google. And if you're listening, you know, whatever, it's okay. It's about our friend Put Put. Okay, it's a little Ukrainian flag, and it's a little phrase for our good friend Put Put. All right, and now the one of the reasons that I started this whole thing is, and then we'll start with there. This is episode 7. Okay, and episode 7, one of the things we were talking about was Russiagate, okay, and Russia, people saying, oh, the Russia, and then this, and then people taking that to stupid fucking lengths because they have no fucking actual intelligence, but these are people that are valued for their intelligence and insights. Keith Olbermann, correct? Because Keith Olbermann said, I have the stain of Russian heritage in my fucking family. So he's taking this whole thing of like, because the Democrats couldn't fucking admit that they just fucking suck and that they fucked up for years. They couldn't admit that was the reason. They're like, oh, Russia hacked the democracy. And then the thing is, here's the thing. Okay, did Put Put go into Facebook and start fucking with the numbers, like, and put two groups of people essentially across the street from each other and do it? Of course he did. But first of all, it's an American fucking company. Second of all, when you say he hacked the fucking democracy, you're saying it's trying to make it sound like he broke into the machines. Okay, like he broke into the machines and changed the fucking numbers. Did he do that? No. Okay, he didn't do that. But this is the whole boogeyman thing that they thought of. So all the people who were saying Russia's not a big deal, now Russia's the number one fucking threat. At the same fucking time, it is Put Put, right? And when Put Put is a guy who it's empire. It's naked fucking empire. That's the best way to describe the difference between you and me. And what I mean by you is the people who are going to be going, oh, you have the right to talk about Putin when you were saying blah, 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 blah. And I'm talking about someone with a fucking syringe in their fucking Twitter bio that now got replaced with the fucking Ukraine flag. Oh, here's the difference between you and me. Okay, I'm a Polak. Okay, I'm a Polak. That's why this shit fucking matters to me. Okay, you're part of the. Listen, I'm with you. I'm part of the American empire too, but you're just a puppet for the American fucking empire. Okay, there's empires and there's nations. Okay, Poland is one of my nations. My nations are New York, Ireland, and fucking Poland because that's my people. Okay, if I'm in fucking Botswana. If I'm in fucking Botswana and I hear somebody with a Long Island accent, that's a New York metro area, okay, North Jersey, to distinguish from South Jersey, because it's like, hey, you want a hoagie? I'd be like, hey, somebody from fucking Philly, and not my nation, but hey, respect, But it's not like my heart doesn't melt, okay? If I hear somebody with like a Queen's accent in Botswana, I'll be like, oh, one of my people's here, okay? But the people of Botswana are my people too. Because they're a nation as well. Oh, but I don't even know. Actually, what's because with a lot of these African countries, there's a lot of tribes. Like, there's no one thing. It's not like, Polish, even though there's flavors of Polish too. There's all like these little offshoot mini Polish people kind of thing going on too. And then there's but by and large, it's like fucking Polish is the thing. Okay, Botswana, I don't know if it's the same thing. But Botswana would be my people. Or the tribes in Botswana are my people too. Because they're the nation. And the tribe is a nation and all that kind of stuff. Nations are usually always good. Okay, more or at least more good than not. Okay, because when you have a nation, it's like, okay, that means we have we have a way of eating, we got music, we got clothes, we have this culture. Hey, that's one of ours. Hey, let's help each other out, kind of, sort of. I know it always ends up being a fucking disaster when you actually build a government around it, and then there's all bullshit, bureaucracy, blah, blah, blah. But the idea is, hey, we look out for one another. Okay, United States is not a fucking nation. Okay, I'm a passport carrying whatever United States thing. It's not a nation, it's an empire. Or at least it's the fucking seat of like the Western fucking empire. Okay, empires are usually bad. And by that I mean that there's like, the point is it's a race to the fucking bottom. And with empires it's always like you have to pick which one's like less bad. Whereas nations is kind of like I said, there's room to be good and all this kind of stuff. Now, nations can be fucked up and start fucking, executing and genociding other nations, but then that's empire shit. See, now it moves from nation into empire shit of like, okay, now we need to fucking, expand our, our business into other here, and now, now you work for me. Now you're my slave, okay? So that's no bueno. That's no bueno. But yes, and here's the shitty thing, okay? As much as I'm shitting on empire, right? It's like there's nothing else, okay? There's nothing else. That's the thing. That's the way the unfortunately you zoom the fuck out. That's the way the world really works on top, because there's no fucking global fucking government. There's like the UN. But the UN is like standing here like with all these kind of shit. Talk about like people like, oh, when this shit happened, they're like, oh, it's a violation of international law. Yeah, where the fuck did we hear that one before? How many times have we heard that over the past 50 fucking years? In Palestine. And where do they go? Hey, and then that was that. That was all she fucking wrote. So there's no real global government. And then the point is, if there is a global government in the way, it's like Russia has a seat there. So like the maximum thing is empires. So we got empires, whatever the fuck, and that's how the world is split. So you have this Western empire, American empire, whatever. And like I said, because America's not a nation. Don't try to tell me America's a nation. And if you do, I need you to be able to fucking put like a police lineup together of people like from like the north of Minnesota and people like 100 miles north of that in fucking Canada. And you be able to fucking call out who's who. I fucking dare you. Okay? I also need you to get like a control group or whatever. You're gonna have somebody from fucking, you're gonna have Stephen King, somebody from fucking Maine, somebody from the barrio in LA. You're going to have somebody from Hawaii, like an ethnic Hawaiian. You're going to have somebody from like a Native American tribe thing, reservation out west. You're going to have somebody from the hood in New Orleans. You're going to have me. And you're going to have all these, and you're going to sit them down. You're going to like, what makes you all American? Okay, and I guarantee you the answers that everyone that weaves everybody together is no different from what you would say from, like I said, somebody in Canada or somebody in England or whatever. Like mild fucking differences in, they have this channel, we have that channel. That's not enough. I'm talking about nationship. I'm talking about thousands and thousands of years, or at least hundreds of years. Okay, and New York is like, what, 400 years? But you know what? It's 400 years, a collection of things that have gone back for fucking thousands of years. And they're all mishmashing together. Now it's its own thing. That doesn't mean it's a crock of shit. I'm not saying whatever. Out of the empires, America is still the best one until we found Desi Empire, which is what we'll get to at the end of this episode. Let me just write that down. Okay? The Desi Empire. Because that's really where all roads converge to that. All roads lead to that. Okay? So, but before this is the American Empire. So when you come out at me and say, oh, you don't have the right to say Putt-Putt should go fuck himself. because you were all out here saying, "Oh, Russia wasn't a big deal." Oh, fuck it, a year ago. And it's like, again, you're bootlicking because like the whole thing is, and the truth is, it's all such a mess because I hear the other shit now too, and I go online and I see all these people who like the people putting fire emojis next to Putin saying Putin isn't playing around. This is before he actually fucking invaded. They're putting fire emojis next to Putin saying Putin's not playing around, haha, because they're people who just fucking like absolutely hate America, and then it's like, oh, so because America invaded literally every country on the fucking planet, it's like, but that means that's it. So that means that there's nothing like that. This guy could fucking do whatever the fuck he wants, and just because America fucked up, it's like, so you're just choosing that empire. You're just choosing a different empire. Congratulations. Okay? You're just blowing some other empire. I don't blow empires. That's the whole thing. If we got to deal with them, we got to deal with them. And that's the nature of reality. We got to deal with them. Because that's still, like I said, the top thing. Okay? Ukraine wants to be Ukraine, do Ukraine things. And is that 100? Are they 100% peachy? No. Are they turn away now African people at the fucking border? And is there violence? Yeah. So none of all this shit is fucking peachy. Okay? It's not all like, they got corruption, all this kind of shit. But by and large, they're just trying to be their own nation. The idea is like they're trying to do nation shit. You know, Ireland, same thing. Poland, same thing. New York, same thing. But it's like they're all under the thing of like empires. So you can only do so much. So the great thing about the Western Empire, to their credit, is that they generally let at least some nations fucking be nations. And then if the nation decides they want to do something different, then they go fucking invade them, right? But the idea is like, you still by and large, because like look, I put that shit in the corner. Like I guess I can't go to fucking Russia now. I'm praying maybe just anonymity helps me. So like I don't fucking know this guy, but then it's all digital. Okay, so they can always like they can pull up my file and they're gonna see in the corner that it says Putin's is a dickhead. Okay? And then I'm gonna be put in his fucking gulags. This is why we need to build our gulags first, okay, to beat him. But I'm not blowing the American empire. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. Okay, this whole thing, it is what it is. And the truth, and so like, but like I said, then the other people are saying, oh, Putin just wants this. He just wants the thing. He wants the his pipes and whatever and all this. And that's another fucking thing. That's another kind of thing I'm talking about. So like there's only a certain amount of people who should be allowed to put the flag up like this. Okay, and like I said, if it's replacing a fucking syringe in your bio, you shouldn't be allowed. Okay, no Ukrainian flag for you. Okay, I seen the stadiums. They some German fucking stadium, and they lit their whole shit in the Ukrainian flag. It's like, congratulations. You know what that's powered with? It's powered with fucking Russian natural gas. So it's like the Ukrainian flag, a cheap fucking gesture. We're not gonna fucking, take them off a SWIFT or do anything significant, whatever they were trying to do. We're not gonna join this discussion, but what we'll do? We'll do a ceremonial bullshit thing that's not gonna change anything. And not only is it not gonna change anything, we're paying the Russians to fucking do it. So congratulations. This is the kind of shit I'm talking about. Now, Germany is a nation, but that's not, there's some bank, again, some arena named after a bank. This is why we want to get Des Arena off the ground too. So when there's a Des Arena, we'll do the same shit. But you know what it's gonna be? We're gonna pay for Desi's natural gas, okay? The money's gonna be going in my wallet, okay? But before we get there, okay? So this is just I don't know if I addressed that fucking class. So you're gonna see here. Here's the clip, okay? Here's the clip. Desi's Russia removal service for Russiagators at MSNBC and across the fucking United States. For people who as of 10-15 years ago would have like looked at a picture of like Joe McCarthy and fucking puked. But now it's like, it's infiltrated our fucking thing. It has it. And these people are well-to-do. Because if they weren't well-to-do, they'd be worrying about all this other shit. Nobody is fucking struggling in America and going, yeah, things are really fucked up right now. But you know what really bothers me more than that is like Russia. I'm sure that go down to the hood and ask them about Russia. Go down to the hood and ask them about terrorists. I don't think they give a fuck. I think they got their hands full. Now, that's the shit. So that's what I'm saying. So I hear everybody saying, "Oh, you downplayed Russia as a threat." Listen, again, we're not in it for the same reasons. I was right. Okay, I was right because you have assholes who go way over the fucking top just because that's what they're told. Like I said, by MSNBC or whatever, they say, "Oh, this is the enemy. This is the enemy because he hacked the election." Blah 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 blah. It couldn't just be that the party was a crock of shit and that this system of government sucks. Because why? And here's the fucking thing. Why? Because it's serving the empire. It's saying, oh, we need this and we need that because power in China and blah, 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 blah. And then all the fucking money goes up there and it gets drained from the fucking, the towns and shit in America. And then the towns don't have anything because their shit has been fucking drained. So they have nothing to fucking cling to because their life sucks. And so what do they cling to? They say, oh, well, America, because America's great. And now the cycle fucking repeats itself because now America's fucking great again. You gotta dump fucking money into that shit because to keep the military, blah, 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 America, the empire, because it's an empire, not a nation. And then because they do that, then the money gets drained and it's the fucking cycle continues. This is a great fucking racket. This is why we're talking about empire shit. Des Empire is gonna fucking happen for this reason. It's just a great way of running things, you know, in terms of like, you know, money going up and not back down or whatever. So I'll double down. Okay, yes, I double down. Keith Olbermann and fucking Russia's scum and pigs. No, you're a scum and a pig. Okay, there's groups of people. The Russian people are not at fucking fault here. They just have this fucking bouncer, because that's what he is. He's a bouncer. He's a former fucking bouncer. And then the other guy was a fucking alkie, okay? Couldn't stand straight. And then just, you know, tipped over one too many times and they're like, right, he's not fit for office anymore. Get the fucking bouncer in here. And the bouncer's like, we'll just have the bouncer in. We'll transition to somebody else. Okay? But meanwhile, the bouncer learned while he was in there, like, oh, I could just fucking throw this guy in jail, take all his money, and I could tell the press, hey, you say something about me, I'm going to poison your fucking sushi. Okay? So that's what he started doing. And now, lo and behold, now you have fucking 25 years, coming up on 25 years of putt-putt. And so, like, does putt-putt, is it about the gas thing? And the people are like, oh, you just give them the gas pipeline and you think, and you back off with NATO. It's not going to be, people are like, yeah, oh, keep Ukraine a neutral fucking state. Yeah, because he's not going to try to make a fucking satellite state out of that. Like, what, like, nobody knows what this guy wants. Okay, it's like everybody else. Some people are just saying that he wants to just take over the fucking world. Like again, because they can't for a second think, oh yeah, you know, maybe America was pushing or NATO or whatever was pushing things up. So it's valid on both sides, but you can't reason with somebody like Putt-Putt. Putt-Putt is out on his own fucking plane. But the idea is he's that, and then the Russian people are the Russian people. Okay, so this idea you're gonna censor yourself from saying fucking blinks. Right, because this one fucking guy, and because he started playing the puppet games on Facebook, which he fucking did, and again, because it's empire shit. We're talking about empire shit. His empire attacked your empire, and now you're butthurt. Okay, and you didn't get the result you wanted. You didn't get the emperor you wanted. Boo fucking who? I just, you know what, again, like I said, empire is the way that things run, and I'm going to have my own. In the meantime, am I going to, is the American, Western, whatever the fuck you want to call it, empire better than the other ones? Yes. Okay, it is. Mildly. Very mildly. Does that mean I'm going to fucking forgive its sins and not say anything? And well, no, I'm not. But I'm also not going to fucking root for this shit. Okay, I'm not going to root for this shit. Did I clarify that up? No. Okay, the point was, that shit, the whole Russiagate shit, I stand by it. I stand by it. And if you can't do the loop-de-loop and connect the dots of how I could put that shit in the top corner. Again, as a Polak, because, you know, Ukraine, it could have just been us. It could have just been, and that's what I'm saying. When people are like, oh, just give him what he wants with the pipeline and he'll leave us alone. Oh, no, he fucking won't. Okay, do you have a history book? This is Russia we're talking about. He wants to bring the history book back. Okay, and he's saying this and that and this and that, you know. And poor old Ukraine, the difference between Ukraine and Poland is that they weren't, there's no fucking guarantee, what is it, the 5 thing, when they, NATO thing, where it's like if they attack, whatever it is, but I'm done with this, okay, I've cleared the air, I'm not backing down from that. That was so we're starting out Desi does penance by not doing penance, okay, so let's hear about that. If you don't like that, go fuck yourself. All right, now here are the things that were kind of weighing on my Catholic conscience that I wish I would have phrased differently, whatever. Okay, or things that I just misspoke on. Okay, I gotta apologize twice to the Jewish people. Okay, because they're 2 separate things. It's 2 separate episodes. Okay, first one in the Yang one, I didn't. Here's what I said. Okay, and you can play the clip. Okay, so the Bloomberg thing was actually right because he's listening to the Bloomberg people now, who are saying you got to go out and do this. So what are you looking? Are you looking for the Jewish vote? Because I got news for you. You just lost the whole fucking Jewish vote. Because surprise to you, most Jewish people that I fucking know at least have 2 fucking eyes, can see for themselves, and at the very fucking least will say, yeah, you know what? It's a little fucked up. It's a little fucked up the way it's going right now. So here, the fuck up there was that obviously it's not the whole. I said you just lost the whole Jewish vote, which is not fucking true. Okay, it's just not a fact. What I was trying to say is it's not as fucking clean cut as it used to be. It's not like, oh, everybody, you know, if you're Jewish, you automatically fucking, you know, like you automatically believe that Israel is great and then that means that everything else can go fuck itself, blah, 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 blah. But that's what I'm saying, is that like you're playing off like 90s data because maybe in the past it was more fucking like that, but now people are kind of, you know, it's a bit more split. Maybe it still leans one way or the other. I don't know. I'd say the younger you go, probably the more split it is. I don't know. All I was trying to say is there's more perspectives on this than just the one. That's all I was trying to say. But I said the whole, and that's not accurate. It's just not fucking accurate. And then there's the other bit where I was kind of like saying, oh, the Bloomberg people. I can see people say, oh, is that like a fucking whistle, or what is it called, like a dog whistle, or whatever, saying, oh, he's implying that who's those people? It's like, no, because it was actually the Bloomberg guy. The guy fucking worked for Bloomberg. It wasn't like those Bloomberg type people, you know them. It was like, no, the guy who fucking actually fucking worked for Bloomberg. It could have been de Blasio, could have been with Julia, whatever. I'm saying the critique wasn't that it was, you know, like a guy whose last name was Bloomberg. It was like that he worked in that fucking politics thing, and it's like everything's a fucking pie chart. It's like, oh, these people are this, and how do we position this, and how do we win this, and how do we target this, and that's all a load of shit. That's what I'm saying. I guess maybe you have to do it if you run. Again, maybe we'll learn when we run for mayor and all this shit. Maybe it's just something has to be fucking done. But, you know, that wasn't the intention. The intention was it was actually the Bloomberg guy. But I misspoke. That was the one thing, because I said you lost the whole Jewish vote. He didn't lose the whole. It wasn't the whole Jew. It's a split. It's a contentious fucking issue. And I made clear it was a fucking contentious issue. All right. So then the other thing is, I said in this episode, we'll play this right here. Heavily fucking guarded. He's got to have drones and be hearing the fucking air sirens. Don't worry, we're all good. It's just it's the sundown. It's on a Friday, sundown. Time to hopefully everybody shut their lights off, because otherwise you're gonna have to ask a Gentile to do it for you. It's happened to me on certain occasions. Which is kind of like, you know, it's like like with all these things like that, and it's not because it's specifically like Jewish. It's just things in general. If it was like Chris, like the whole shit of like, you know, like the Good Friday, you can't have this. Like Jesus was apparently a fucking dietitian, and it's just like a phrasing thing. Why I say it's like, you know, it's like it's not specifically because it's Jewish. That makes it sound like, oh, that's a legitimate reason. Like it's like, oh, I don't like that because it's Jewish. It's like when I say it's not specific. What I was trying to say was it's not limited to Judaism. It's like it's a religious thing that's not exclusive to that. So I was criticizing all of the religion thing. So it's like basically saying religions are stupid because of this, and it was the Jewish one that put me in there. But the way I said it is kind of like, oh, it's not specifically because of Jewish. It's like, oh, that means that's like a legitimate reason not to like it. And that wasn't the fucking point. So I that's a misspeak too. All right. So that one's out. We got that out the way. What else we got here? Okay, the big fucking one. We got a big one. All right. This is the only edit Desi's ever fucking made. Okay, is season 8. We're talking about Sherry's baby mattress. Maybe you just got high and wanted to buy a fucking baby mattress. Maybe you just did a barrel full of crystal meth, and that was you saw, you know, I was gonna say Muhammad. Now I'm gonna get fucking slaughtered. I'm sorry, but you know, I didn't draw him. You saw the prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, coming down from the hill saying, go and buy a fucking baby mattress. And you're like, why are you swearing, dude? That's very out of character. Because it's not actually him. That's the point. It's a hallucination. Okay, and I knew from the minute. But listen, the problem with shooting from the hip is you just gotta go with it. Okay, so if I was Marlon Brando, Dan Aykroyd, Susan Sarandon, Julianne Moore. Those are 4 people. They're in a fucking a play about a bakery. Okay, a bakery that's on fire in fucking the Central African Republic. Why are they there? They were doing humanitarian work for the New York City Aquarium. Why were they doing humanitarian work for an aquarium in a landlocked country? God fucking knows. Okay? The point is, I just pulled those random details out of my ass. Okay? And now it's a salad of that. It's a salad of Dan Aykroyd and fucking aquarium research in the fucking desert. Okay? It's just what it is. And so now we just had to go with it. So like even there, I'm like, I got bored and sick of that 5 seconds into it. But you know what? We started, we gotta finish it. Okay, we gotta finish it. So much like that, you know, it's like when I was saying you gotta take a barrel of crystal meth, and Muhammad was the first thing that popped in my fucking head. And then you could see in my head, I'm like, okay, now you gotta fucking do it, because it's just what it is. I could do a Yui, but it's like, we're fucking here. We're here. And speaking of fucking here, that's all it is. I was like, hey, it was like, hey, fucking guy. It's like, you know how I see, go back and watch any of these things, and I say, hey, fucking Kevin, you know, fucking Joe. Obviously, it's not Kevin or Joe. It's the big cheese in the Islamic faith. Okay, and I know I don't think they're as thinking about the cursing within the name and thing as much as they are the painting the guy. You know, like, and I said I didn't paint them, and I'm out here trying to break the rules I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm also not trying to bend the knee for some fucking lunatic. Okay, so this is not because some lunatic might come take my head off with the fucking cleaving knife or whatever the fuck they call it, like the one guy in France. Okay, and you know. I'm not here saying please don't, because I know it's coming, whatever. And you have to sort your fucking self out if that's what you're doing, because it's clearly, you know, like maybe I think you're misinterpreting the fucking word of God. Okay, but I will say, by and large, that I wasn't trying to say like, oh, let me ruffle these guys' feathers because their whole thing is bullshit. Blah, blah, blah. Is there bullshit in Islam like there is in every other fucking religion? Absolutely. Absolutely, there's piles of it. But you know what? I'm not a card-carrying member. That's the one difference. The one reason I don't feel as bad saying, "Oh, fucking Jesus," and I said "fucking Jesus." And you know what? Jesus, if he came back, if he saw me do that, would he be impressed? Would he be all is forgiven? Probably. But he'd also be like, "Really, dude?" He'd be like, "Really? Do you have to?" That's what he would say. He wouldn't be like, "You must," and blah, blah. And he also wouldn't be like, "Oh, it's that." He'd be like, "Really?" He'd be like, "Really, dude?" And I'd be like, "I know, you're right. I should be better. You're 100% right. I should be. You're right. I'm wrong, and I'm not even being fucking sarcastic." But it is what it is, and I just say fucking G. And the reason like I said, I think I can get away with this because I'm a card-carrying member. Okay, I avoided pedophilia. Okay, I did fucking all the altar boy shit. And I did all that kind of stuff. I feel like I deserve. And if I say that I'm not part of that anymore, then the only people that are left inside that shit are the fucking lunatics. Okay, and we gotta keep some people with the head on their shoulders in this. So I'm always gonna be a fucking Catholic, even though I'm open to and exploring all the religions because we have the internet. It's all there. So why not fucking learn? So when I was doing the thing and when I dropped the F-bomb around Muhammad's name, which again it was not an intentional diss. It wasn't like that. It was like A, we're just continuing the thing, and B, it was like A, fucking. But I still should have watched my mouth. And it was not a dig at Muslims because the truth is, you know what? I think about this all the fucking, and this is the whole thing. It's like people in like going back to the West, people go like, oh, these people need to. Say, have you ever fucking? You might be fucking right, but have you ever once thought about, hey, you know, why is my life shit? Why is my life so fucking hollow? These guys, you know what they say? You know, it's a bit more intense. And I don't, again, the whole thing with the laughing, and it's like, you can only laugh if it's Muhammad approved. That's all that's just like, yeah, I don't have time for that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, apart from all that, and then they do like the bathroom hokey pokey. You know, like all those kind of rules and shit. Like you can't eat the pig, and you do the bathroom hokey pokey. Okay, you gotta go with the left foot in, and then you take the right foot out, and the right hand in the bath. And there's all these rules, and all the rules are silly. This is like superstition. And again, it's not because it's Islam in particular. So we talk back to what we were saying with the Jew. It's not okay. Let me rephrase that again. We had to just apologize that for 5 seconds when I get to apologize. Okay. It's not limited to just Islam. This is the entire religion. Because the religion thing is, the reason religion exists, because it's like, that's the big thing, is God. Okay? You get in touch with God, which is the truth. It is beyond everything else. Okay? So sometimes it's just you and God on this planet. That's all it is. And God being like all the universe and everything there and all that stuff. And so sometimes it's you and him. So sometimes you know the fucking truth, and everybody else is saying, kill that guy because he's a fucking whatever. And you're like, you know what? I have to fucking, and what gives you the right to say it? God does. Okay, and that's tricky because that means that you're interpreting God in a certain way, and blah blah blah. And that means that if God's the thing in your head, then He can greenlight whatever the fuck you do, and then it's all greenlit because of God. And then it's like, well, but that's not what it was. So it's where it gets all fucking tricky. But the point is that there's something there that's bigger than everything else, and you want to try to. And if that's the truth, if everything else goes to shit, if it's like, okay, yeah, you can never have enough of the stuff to make you happy. You're never gonna have enough food, or excess this and that to make you happy. So what's the only fucking thing that's left is that. So if that's the main fucking thing in your life, yeah, maybe most of your life should wrap around that. Okay? How that's gonna clash with the bullshit part of saying, okay, yeah, but does that fucking mean like we have to wear 2 different color shoes and, sleep upside down on Tuesdays? It's like, that's the part we have to fucking figure out. And like I said, but again, because I'm not a card-carrying member, that it's like my main duty, number one, is to sort out within my shit. So, let me poke my own eye out before I start poking other people's eyes out. Okay, but I hope that clears the air with that. That was not, again, we're all people being shat on equally. But that is part of the equation. You do have to come in here and say you're willing to be shat on. Okay, yeah, that's part of the thing. We're not trying to antagonize entire groups of people, and we're also trying to honestly just look out for my ass so that I can have a couple more episodes in here before I get fucking burnt at the stake. Okay, by whoever it is, by whichever group gets to me first. But we all want to at least make the end of the compilation and beat nuclear fucking war, blowing us all up before any of that stuff. But whatever. Salam alaikum to everybody and all that shit. Peace and love, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so there's that. All right, so we check that off. What else we got? I'm missing some stuff. We did the Russia thing. We did that thing. There's got to be some. Oh, the Rock. I got something to say about the Rock. Okay, and I'll interpret it as my God-given duty to fucking not take him out. I'm not trying to. I don't care. He's probably got kids, whatever. We're not getting violent. But just to say I'll be like the Gandhi, the Jesus thing. I will take the blame. And again, it's just the way the phrasing. It was the fucking phrasing of the way I said the thing and phrased it. Okay, I said it's my God. It's talking about God and talking about doing God's will. I said it's my God-given duty, and I said not to take him out. I said we're not taking him out. We're not getting violent, which is that's what I was trying to say. It was like we're not gonna do some. The way I should have said it, like now. I should have said it like this. I should have said, now look, we're not doing anything fucking violent or stupid. Let's get that out of your mind. Like, see that now, and that makes more sense. But the way it's like, I kind of can say, I'm like, oh, not take him. Like they even just fucking bring it up, you know. Like I said, he's got kids, he's got a family, and like I know I was saying not to do that, but even the way that it was said, it was dumb to fucking. It was dumb to say. It was dumb to just bring that out like that, because then it's like again, like that's again a little bit like a legitimate option on tape. This is not a legitimate option. That's not a legitimate option, and I can't do it. I thought I also made very clear to the whole thing. I can't fucking do. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? There's nothing I could do to harm that man. That man, again, like I said, could turn me into. Forget fucking powder. That dude could turn me into a gas. Okay, my fucking molecules could just be floating into the fucking ether after 2 seconds of him like rubbing his hands together. That's it. Okay, so I couldn't if I tried. But even the fact that like I somewhat, and even though I said I wasn't doing it, the fact that I put it on the table, I didn't like it. It sat on my conscience. So I apologize for that, Rock. I'm not. Another point, an extension of my apology. I also trashed the fucking Rock song, but I meant to trash his fucking dog shit verse. His verse is still dog shit. I don't care if I just took that back, whatever. Doesn't mean we're friends. Okay, shit still sucks. Everything else still stands. I stand by everything else in that fucking episode, except the fact that I said the song sucks. Because the song's actually a bit of a bop. And the song's a bit of a bop because because it's not really a rock star. He's just featured on the thing. Tech-9 is the guy, and I fucking respect this. I like this guy, Tech-9. I like this guy Tech-9 because we shit on rappers in episode 2. We say everybody just thinks they're a rapper and they go, and I go, what is it? This guy actually has fucking he spits bars. He just spits bars, and what I like about him is he's independent. He does his own fucking thing. Radios won't touch him. All these guys won't touch him. He doesn't give a shit. He spent all these fucking years putting himself a fucking outfit. He has like a whole thing. He's got a studio, and where is it? Then he's like, oh, I have to go to LA to suck dick. I have to go to New York City. No, he said, you motherfuckers are coming to Kansas City, where I'm fucking from. All right, that's how he played he did Terrence Crawford style. We're going to Omaha, bring it to Kansas City. I respect that. I got respect. So he's got bars. He does it the independent way. And if anyone's going to catch clout from all this shit, I'm glad that he fucking caught it. And he brought on these other guys too. I don't have their names. Just to do them the honor, this is not coming up on the screen, right? Okay, so I can look this up. I'm going to get these, because these guys actually had a good verse too. All right, these guys got skills too. All right, Face Off, I think is the name of the song, right? Face Off song. To Joey Cool, King ISO. All right, that was not meant to trash those guys out there. You guys keep doing your thing. Okay, again, independent. I always support people trying to do independent shit. So you got caught in the crosshairs of my fucking despising The Rock, and I still despise it. And it's also kind of like, okay, here's the. We're gonna start this thing called the Desi Doghouse. Okay, and this is gonna be the Rock song is gonna be how he determined the first couple members of the Desi Doghouse. And I have so let me write this down because I have a couple people that need to go in the Desi Doghouse. Okay, but okay, so the first three people in the Desi Doghouse will be Tech-9, Joey Cool, and King ISO. And what this Desi Doghouse is, will eventually go into the Desi Gulags. When the Desi Gulags come out. Another thing maybe I should apologize for Desi Gulag in this case. No, I'm not going back on that. And I'll try to get that around to that. This is supposed to be half an hour. I'm already fucking sailing over. Because I can't stop talking. I could never stop talking. And it's a fucking problem. But anyway, the Desi Doghouse will lead into the Desi Gulag. Because the idea is, okay, you're in the doghouse, so you're someone who's walking up the planet free because I like you, or you just generally you didn't bother me. And now, you're under my good graces, and then you committed a sin, and whatever. You're a human being, you committed a sin. You're just gonna have to do my taxes or something. You're gonna have to go into the Desi Gulag for a little bit. But we don't have the infrastructure yet for Desi Gulag. We have to talk to some of these, corporate American companies who can really get us in on the whole prison thing first, and then corner that more. And then, you know what I mean? And then slowly but surely, Desi Gulags, okay? But before we have that, I have the Desi Doghouse. So you're in there, you're just in the Desi Doghouse for whatever it is, a week, 2 weeks. So these guys will be in the Desi Doghouse for doing a song with The Rock, who I'm fucking sick and tired of. But at the same time, I don't think they give a shit because they all caught a bunch of clout for it, and that's the fucking way to do it. If you could pass some of that clout on to me, because I was basically trying to do the same thing. Who's trying to kid who? Do I really hate The Rock? Yes, I do. Do I also want half his fucking clout? Would I fight him in a celebrity boxing? Would I fucking get killed? Because that's inevitable death. Maybe his punching thing isn't as strong. Maybe he's, but if whatever it is, I'd fight that guy judo, whatever. Oh, it's wrestler. He's a fucking wrestler. Duh, Des. How about a fucking wrestler? But in a real wrestling match, because that shit was fake too. But he could probably take me in a real match. Again, would I risk death? I mean, I'd have to have some things in the stipulations in the fucking contract. Okay, things that he can't. So I try to go as try to get myself, keep myself as alive as possible. But it depends on what kind of clout am I getting. Like if we have the thing and I get like 100 million followers based on that, bring on the fucking Rock. Bring on the pain. I might even shock everybody and do the like I said, the Jesus defense when I was talking about Super Smash Bros. I might just put my hands behind my head and just do one of these, turn the other fucking cheek. All right, but as long as I get the fucking clout and the build up, and I have a chance, we do a press conference, I can throw some fucking liquids and say, and your shit sucks and your movies suck and blah 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 blah, and then this thing. I just want to get the clout. I just want the thing because then I need to make Desi Gulags happen. Okay, and then the Desi Gulags is going to be the symbol of the American Empire. Okay, can we talk about the Desi? The American Empire, the Des Empire. Can we get to Des Empire? Is there anything else I have to fucking atone for? What else? Okay, 9. What happened in 10? What did I say? Anything? I'll probably think of something else. I definitely have fucked up more. But is there anything else that's sitting on my fucking conscience? Think. Yeah, go ahead. Just go ahead. Just while I'm recording this shit, please. Anybody else? Anybody else want to have a heart attack in the next 5 fucking blocks? There's got to be something else. I'm gonna think of it. Okay, so listen. Okay, that's all for Desi Does Penance episode 1. Okay, that's it for Desi Does. That's it. And I'll figure out what the penance is. Okay, because I got other shit. I got shit now. I gotta promote myself. Okay, so that was me doing a PR cleanse and a soul cleanse, but really just a PR cleanse. But also, like I said, also getting things off my chest. Okay, now I need to get on to the big things. Okay, so Desi Doghouse. Okay, another thing about the Desi Doghouse. So. Another person in Desi Doghouse is Mia Khalifa. Another person with a lot of clout, okay? And I thought she was cool because she's like, she speaks her minds about shit. She doesn't, and she's got a cool attitude. She's like, keep it real with people. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, this happened, and this is how I think about shit and whatever. West Ham fan, all this kind of stuff. She sang the Rock song, okay? But if she sang Joey Iso's verse, who we got? Joey Cool, King Iso, Tech Knight, Tent 9, any of these verses she sang that, you should be fine. But no, she's mouthing along to the verse from The Rock. So guess what? Into the Desi Doghouse you go. Okay, into the Desi Doghouse you go. Not that she fucking knows me, not that she's ever gonna fucking see this. But if you do, from the time that you see this, if she ever does, and then I guess until she doesn't, it's like if it's a tree falls in the forest, does it fucking matter? All this kind of shit. So until the time when you see it, you're in the Desi Doghouse for a fucking week. Okay, another person in the Desi Doghouse is the Weeknd. Speaking of the weekend. Okay, the weekend. Okay, the weekend Desi Doghouse. Now, somebody asked me recently. I got this little book called If, and it has all these things of like if you could this, which maybe we'll do an episode of that on air. It'll be the Desi If episode, and I'll give you all the fucking answers. We'll say, hey, if you could have someone's face tattooed on your ass cheek, who would it be? And the obvious answers are would it be fucking Maury? Would it be whoever it is? Jerry Springer. Jerry, would you have like all these? I would, if whatever the answer was that I thought of, I would fucking tell you, and I would no secrets. Okay. But in this thing, it's like, oh, if you could be anybody on the planet right now. And you know what I was thinking? I'm like, this guy sings about fucking pain and suffering a lot. But in spite of all that, I don't know what he seems like he's either Zen or, he sings about doing a lot of drugs too. So, is he Zen in a good place? Is he high? I don't know. All that shit aside, I think more than anybody on the planet would be that guy, okay? He's fucking just killing it. He's killing it in all aspects of the game. Okay, he's not just putting dog shit out there and saying, "Hey, this is gonna make me famous." Right? I'm doing the bare minimum. No, he does the max. He takes it to the limit. He's got fucking talent. This guy does all. He does it all. Okay, and he dropped this new thing, and he's got bars, and then the whole thing. It's a bop. It's bop after bop after bop. But he did his thing. His whole thing. Amazon Prime. Okay, Beezus Prime. It's the Weeknd featuring Beezus Prime. So I'm sorry, it's the Weeknd. You can be the guy that I fucking, if I wake up tomorrow, I'd be the fucking Weeknd. But I'd wake up in the fucking Desi Doghouse. Okay, because you're in the doghouse for a week for doing the Amazon. That's just sin. Okay, so this is gonna be this is good. This is a good balance. Okay, so Desi Does Penance from now on could be like Desi Does Penance plus Desi puts people in the Desi Doghouse. So it's kind of like I'm a piece of shit. I'm a sinner. I'm gonna, like I said, poke my own eye out and then start poking everybody else's eye out. So that's who's in the Desi Doghouse for now, and that population is gonna grow exponentially. And like I said, so by the next time if the Weeknd sees this, then from a week from there, you're in the Desi Doghouse, and then you're in the fucking clear. Okay, then you can walk the planet again. If there was a Desi Gulag, like I said, you would be in the Desi Gulag for a week. You know, if I had to shovel a hole in the backyard to bury my pet gopher, you'd have to do that or some shit like that. Or do it, like I said, do a concert for me and whatever. And then back out into freedom you go. Okay? So that's what that is. Okay? So and that's who's in the Desi Doghouse for now. Again, we'll come up with more people for that. Okay, Desi Empire. The Desi Empire. Talk about what we were talking about before. If Empire is the highest level of shit, if everything has to pass through the Empire, all right. If everybody wants to have nice little nations for themselves, everybody doing whatever they want to do, and people, having some nice little puddings amongst themselves. Like, oh, you this cake for this cake, I'll give you this cake. You know what I mean? That doesn't make any sense. But you know what I'm talking about. Like, everyone wants to have the culture. You do dance wearing this dress. Oh, and then it's like cultures can appreciate themselves, and that's beautiful and that's great. And you have nuclear fucking empires, okay? And that's just the way this shit works, okay? And the other alternative to that is like some fucking Terminator ass global fucking government, okay? And then everybody fucking suffers. So until we come up with a better fucking solution for that, there's gonna be Desi's goal. The thing that really ties everything together, because we were saying Desi conglomerate is what ties everything together, but it really what ties everything. We're gonna start our own empire. Okay, that's really where this is building. And I'm like I said, at this point, it's out in the open, so you can't just take it back and say, we're doing this secretly. It's only like I'm giving you the fucking the blueprint out in front. Okay, and you're gonna watch me grow into emperor. Okay, and we have many avenues of doing it. So, and one of the avenues is here. So now we're connecting all the dots, and this is how hopefully I'm gonna close this shit out because again I'm running way over time. One of the avenues to that is to be an artist. Okay, Desi is an artist. Okay, we talk about shit on this thing, and we conjure up all these images. Well, you know what? In order to help fucking drive these images into your head, we started making some fucking artworks. Like I said, Desi is the kind of artist who fucking does. Okay, I don't sit around and say, well, if only. It's like I just do it. I do it. What's the material? It's one of those whiteboard sheets thing, and it's a dry erase marker. Well, that's exactly what I fucking used. And look at what I made. Okay, so we got 2 Desi NFTs. The Desi Artiste Mode NFT collection is live. All right, this one here is, as promised, is fucking Columbus dancing with Beelzebub. Okay, here's a picture of my grandma, a picture of grandma, not my grandma, of grandma eating her own boogers in Austria in 1912. Because was my grandma alive in Austria in 1912? It depends on who the bidder is, okay? If the bidder bids $1 million fucking dollars, do you want it to be your grandma? I'll fucking change the country. It's a dry erase marker. I'll go back and change. I'll go back and change the fucking recording. I'll do whatever you want. I'll wear a fucking tutu while I do it, okay? And record it at Desi OnlyFans, and I'll strip to the fucking nude out of my tutu and change the thing for you. If you got $1 million fucking dollars, it's not that much. Maybe it'll have to be a larger amount than that, because we said $500 for the OnlyFans, and then sticking the hand up the asshole, right? But we're okay. So maybe 10. There's a price line for that. But if you listen, I'm not doing it for Bezos. If Bezos buys it, that's not gonna happen. Okay, I'd much rather literally just jump off a fucking bridge. Okay, but if you're somebody else who I don't know, and you say, hey, it's not Austria, it takes place in fucking Côte d'Ivoire. Okay, it takes place in Côte d'Ivoire, and is my in fucking 2027. So in the future, I'll be like, sure, here you go. Do you want me to wear a tutu while I do this? Okay. Do I have to? Does it mean you owe me? Do I have to go into your gulag now because I'm building gulag? And that's the thing. And if he starts doing some fuck shit, hopefully we get the Desi gulag together quickly enough. And there it is. And so then he goes into my gulag. And then it's like, we'll see who's really in charge. And thanks for the fucking $47 million, $110 million, whatever the price we set. It's whoever's grandma bids the top dollar, and it's all edible. But hey, listen, apart from that, go buy the NFT. Give me fucking money, okay? Because we're running out. Like I said, my number's always going to 0. And I'm just sitting in this fucking room like, what else can I do? Oh, let me just draw a fucking picture. So Columbus dancing with Beelzebub. That's number 1. The other one, we animated the picture of Buzz Aldrin getting sent to space, okay? And so you got 3 things here. And they're like, oh, how did you learn to fucking speak Albanian? It's called Google Translate. Okay, I did Google. So we start off with this, as you can see, look, it says, should all acquaintance be forgot? That's his soliloquy. Remember, because he goes on a soliloquy because he did theater in high school, okay? He did Guys and Dolls in high school. And he auditioned, he came up with most of the speech. But his mistake was he didn't get it 100% right the first time, okay? And Buzz was half asleep. He caught the end of it, and then he ended up winning the sweepstakes. But before they could send Buzzy up there, he did before they could send Neil Armstrong up there to say his shit. It's like, no, we're gonna get there first, okay? Albania's gonna send me up there, okay? And this is just depiction of that. So you have his start of his soliloquy, then you have the what he says, but we just plug it into Google Translate, and then at the end he converts to Islam because that's what we said, because Albania is a Muslim country, and then he's got the little prayer rug, and so that's that, okay? And then that's the alternative vision of history, okay? And that's, like I said, the parallel to Columbus Day. I was gonna call it Columbus Day. That's what I was gonna call it. But then as you have Columbus dancing with Beelzebub, you have Columbus. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe everything has Columbus in the title, but I'm not gonna do that. All right, it's called it's called Buzz Aldrin's Moon Soliloquy, and it's available for fucking purchase. Okay, so fucking buy that shit. And I'm not even saying please buy it. I'm like, just you fucking buy it. Otherwise, because I'll remember this fondly when I decide who goes into the gulag, who gets shot to Mars. Okay, so if you don't want to get shot to Mars and you don't want to go in the Desi Gulag, buy my fucking NFT. Okay, it'll pay dividends later. It's like buying a stock. It's like buying a stock that saves your fucking life. It's like buying a robot that activates at a time when you need it the fucking most and saves your ass. Okay, so go ahead and do that. And I think that's all I got. I'm gonna shut this off and I'm gonna say I forgot to do this. I forgot to apologize because my list of sins is endless. Okay, if we really wanted to empty out how much Desi feels like shit about himself, you'd have to have at least 24 hours. Okay, I gotta go to sleep. Like I said, I gotta take a shower, I gotta eat some shit, and then so we don't have time for that. We don't have to actually. We don't have time for that like ever because Desi can get pretty down on himself. But I need to balance it out by saying, yeah, it's my fault. It's also your fault. So this is a great format. This is a good start for the format. I think it's pretty good. I think it's a pretty good start. We're gonna look back and we'll see what we missed. But that's Desi does penance for this week. And now here we go. So that's it. We've cleared the air on pretty much all the things I think I wanted to fuck clear the air on. Here come the episodes. That's how we're going to end this. The Desi experience now begins. Okay, and if you're like, oh, we're starting at number 12, well, yeah, you know what? Just fucking deal with it. We're Benjamin Buttoning this shit. We're going fucking backwards. And it might be 7, it might be 3, it might be 4, it might be 9, whatever. We might go in jagged order. And guess what? You're going to have to deal with it. Okay, because I'm putting all this shit together right now. I don't have my wage slaves yet. I don't have the Desi Gulag up and running. So for the meantime, it's all me. Okay, and I'm dodging technology killing me at all times. So, we're doing the best we could do. All right, so, but it starts now. Because I was clipping this, I'm just going to give you the whole fucking thing. And then, so this is also because if nuclear war does start a lot sooner than we think, if Putt says, fuck it, that's it, it's me against the world, now China's not even in with me, guess what? Here we go, here come the nukes. And then they're going to send it to fucking New York. New York's going to blow up. And then, at least then, people in, give me another fucking country. People in Kiribati will be able to look and say, hey, there was this fucking dude who got mutilated by the bomb they dropped. But hey, he was able, before he did that, he was able to get out this and that. And he said some insightful fucking things that will posthumously give him like a fucking title. They'll have a statue of me in fucking Kiribati. Made out of like, even though that the island's being fucking evacuated, right? They can't live there because of like global warming and shit. They're gonna be underwater in like 5-10 years. In Australia, it's like, I guess we'll have to fucking take you, blah blah blah, blah, right? But before the island gets washed away, I don't mean to fucking make light of that. So now that's gonna be the next Desi penance to fucking the Kiribati people for saying, oh haha, you're being. Oh, he wasn't saying haha, you're being on the water, but it's a fact. Okay, but before they get swept under the waves, they'll have a statue of me made with like fucking like chamomile leaves and shit, whatever, and it'll say whatever the language is. I don't want to embarrass their fucking language, but then they'll say the Desi, the whatever guy, and then maybe they'll see this video and say the opposite. They'll say he insulted my nation, so we're gonna burn him in effigy. Okay, burn him in effigy. So that's all I got for you. Buy my fucking NFTs. The Desi experience rolls on. And look, because we're going to just start dropping these fucking episodes like deuces. And whenever I feel like it, whenever I feel like I just need to take a nice shit, we're just going to drop it out in the ocean. Because I'm done saying this. I'm done sitting on this and saying, hey, well, will this, how quickly will this get me killed? 2 weeks, 2 years, 2 decades? What is it? I don't give a shit anymore. Nuclear war is like, like I said, we joke about this, but we don't really joke about this. Things are not looking good. So we need to get it out fast. Okay? That's what we're going to do. Shit out there and it would grow. It would grow and they'd be like, hey, we're trying to get people to use this. So, This is like fucking 10 years ago. They don't do that anymore. They don't fuck. I mean, I understand it because now there's more fucking YouTube accounts than fucking people. Why are there people texting me in the middle of this shit? That is so annoying. Excuse me for 2 seconds, please. Like I said, it's always fucking something. It's always something. This time, you know what? This time the technology was actually friendly to me. It was actually friendly enough. I knock on fucking wood because I say that now this is going to come crashing down and there's going to be a great fucking fire and it's going to swallow me up. And you know what? I'm kind of like, at this point, I'm like kind of inviting it a little bit. I'm not like totally like, I know when I fucking see the fire, it's going to be in a different state of mind. It's going to be like, just probably fucking put it the fuck out, especially if it could spread to other people. But even at that point, like the other people, I'm kind of like I was thinking about the Titanic shit. I was watching like a recreation of like the Titanic going down like in real fucking time, like they just reenacted it or whatever digitally with the people, and then so you heard the cellos fucking playing, you heard people fucking screaming, and you saw like in real time. And I just thought to myself, I'm like, like I had a couple react. I'm like, what would Desi do if the Titanic was going down? And my first reaction and my second reaction was the noble one, where I'm like, you know what? No, I wouldn't do it. I'd say like, listen, I like to pride myself in having some sort of, if not leadership skills. Maybe I don't have leadership skills, but you know what I have? I have the ability to say, all right, cut the bullshit. All right, everybody, cut the bullshit and sit the fuck down. Okay, put on your regular big. I was gonna say regular boy pants, but regular girl pants, whatever pants, whatever. Don't wear any pants. I don't give a shit. Just put on whatever it is that cuts you down to fucking size and sit the fuck down, and we're gonna figure this shit out. Rather than run around like our fucking with our heads going. Blah, 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 blah. But I'll say my first reaction was, my first reaction was I'd be the guy who's like shoving people out the way to get on the boat. Unfortunately, because that's what everybody's fucking doing. And then I thought to myself, does that mean that there's no fucking God? Like, I went there, like, and I'm just kind of like, I'm sick of having those discussions too, because everything's just so fucking big, and it's like I'm just trying to make fucking like a couple $100. Okay, does everything have to be so like? But that's all. Like, that's how my brain works. Okay, it's like I'm trying to make this, but I know what, and then I got to do this, and then what about this, and then what if that happened, and then what this, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, now we're back at the God shit again. We're back at the God shit again. So it's like, but I had that moment, like, does that mean that God doesn't exist? Does that mean that we're all fucking fooling ourselves to be like, oh, it's all thing, and then in moments of crisis, we all just fucking run around like chickens without heads, and then essentially just, that makes us no different from, we're just talking chickens who can build shit and have fucking screens? Is it that? I say you don't know until it happens. The problem with being in a fucking room all the time, and it's like I would be in a room a lot less if I could afford society. If I could afford it. I can't afford society right now. I can barely afford to stay in this fucking room. Okay? And now it's like, but you should get out more. Yeah, I know, walks are free. And that's the only thing that saved my fucking sanity. That and this. But even this is kind of driving me nuts. Especially when you don't fucking mute your phone. I'm surprised anybody's fucking even talking to me because I don't go outside anymore. So like, what do you want from me? What do you want from me? And I'm not, like I said, I'm that cynical too. It's like it's like my head goes right to that question. It's not like, oh, somebody wants to talk to you. Somebody wants to. It's like, what's the agenda? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the context is of somebody who knows you and all this kind of shit. Everybody at the end of the day is the equivalent of a fucking salesman. And it's like there's a counter, and they put you the space between you and the counter, and it's like, all right, what do you want from me? What do you want from my life? And you know how I know? You know how I know? Because I fucking do that too. Because I do that too. And I say I'm anti-bullshit and this and that, and we cut the shit. But I go through the whole thing too, because I'm like, hey, I want this from somebody, right? But you can't just walk in and ask. Well, I mean, you should. See, me saying here, like, me giving the advice, if somebody was asking me, like, oh, well, I want to be able to use, somebody's fucking lawnmower, I'd be like, just go ask them to use the fucking lawnmower. And it's like, yeah, but I've done this. It's like, just ask them. Stop fucking beating around the bush, okay? But I know that if I took my own advice and it was like, okay, well, I got to ask my fucking neighbor to use the lawnmower, I have to butter him up and like, hey, your hair's looking good today, blah, 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 blah. Hey, did you lose some fucking weight? Hey, I heard your kid got a fucking trophy for, the backwards fucking spelling bee. For the backwards fucking spelling, he just mastered spelling long words backwards. And he's a champion and he's well revered among his 5-year-old friends. Or some shit like that. And I have to butter it up. But then, you know what the thing is? But it's like, you do that, and then it's like, all right, well, now he's clearly fucking, he lied about all that shit. He just wants to use my fucking lawnmower. You know what I mean? And it's the truth, because I don't give a fuck about the kid. Fuck the kid. Who gives a fuck about what the kid does? You know what that is? That's a useless skill. It's a useless skill. Especially in the age of the internet. Like, it used to be like novelty shit. Maybe you'd make like the Guinness Book of World Records, but nobody even fucking I used to buy that shit as a kid. Nobody buys that shit anymore. What are your options if you're somebody who is brilliant at spelling words backwards? What are the options in your life? I guess you could be like you could have, you know what it is? You could have like a moment of like Twitter fame, or like a YouTube. You could be a YouTube sensation, especially if you're a kid, because we eat that shit up. And you wear like a bow tie or some shit as a kid, and you look grown. You have like a grown person's haircut. You wear a fucking suit with a bow tie, and you're just fucking spelling Snuffleupagus backwards, like off the top of your head. Even though you know what it was is that your parent is like, your parent works some shit job, and they're looking at the back nine of their fucking life. And they're like, it was a mess. It was all in vain. So now, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna lay down? No, because I got bills to pay. And guess what? I still believe in the American dream. I still believe in the American dream, even though it chewed me the fuck up and spit me back out, just covered in Uncle Sam's saliva. Okay, and but still, I fucking believe. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pass it on to my kids. And by pass it on to my kids, I'm passing on all the fucking chewing up and spitting out. And now, so now, not only is Uncle Sam gonna chew my kids up, but I'm gonna chew my kids up. And my kid's not leaving this fucking room until he learns how to fucking spell zucchini backwards. Okay, you better fucking learn. No, Daddy, I want to go play with it. And then, but that maybe, you know what though? Actually, I stand corrected because today you wouldn't be able to get away with it. I mean, does the kid have a phone? But somebody would have to record that. You'd be able to leak that shit easier than ever before too. So if this was like the 60s or the 70s, you'd be able to get away with it. Because then it's all like he said, she said. Nobody could actually see the guy beating the fuck out of his kids to learn these fucking words. So maybe there's that. But regardless. The point I'm saying is, the kid didn't wake up one day. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this." Okay, you know, that's why I'm always like, I fall for this shit too, because I'm a human being, and I act like I'm the guy who goes on these things, these sites, and these whatever, and I see the story, and it's like, oh, kid donated 7,000 camels to a village in fucking Somalia, okay, and it was his idea, and he loved camels. It's like, no, it wasn't his idea. It wasn't his fucking idea. You know it wasn't. Like, okay, he went as far as saying, like, I like camels. Okay? That was his contribution. He contributed, like, 5% of the idea. It was the parent who's, like, you know, again, working some fucking sales job with TJ Maxx. Who I don't think are they even in business anymore? Okay, so yeah, so they went under, so they had to downgrade because all the retail's going under because it's all going to Amazon. Or it's all losing out to Amazon, right? So this guy's applying for the fucking Amazon job, and he's just buying as much Amazon fucking stock as he can, but it is slow coming. And now stocks are everything's down because they don't know if the Russia shit's gonna blow up, if the dollar's gonna blow up, whatever the fuck, right? So things are coming slow for this guy, but he needs shit to like start happening fucking now, okay? And he's going down the list of like, what can I do? You know, because I went from working TJ Maxx to like fucking Baskin Robbins, like behind the counter. And I heard my kids say, and I had this fucking kid thinking this was gonna pop, that was gonna pop. I was responsible. I didn't just, you know, no hat, walk in, stick wherever it has to go, fucking left and right, having 10 kids on my back. No. I was responsible. I did the family planning shit, and I made sure I was in a good place, and this is gonna bail me out. Oh, look what fucking happened. The dream didn't work out anyway. So now I got this kid who's you know, and you know, like a lot of people, they go like, yeah, you know, I used to have fucking ambition or whatever in life, and then you lose because the game is designed for you to fucking lose 95, 96, 97, 98% of the fucking time. And maybe part of that's because your thing was too lofty. You're going way too fucking high. You know, you're not going to make $1 billion selling fucking pretzels. You're just not going to do it. Because there's every other industry, the fucking pretzel thing is cornered. Somebody owns this, and then they're like, oh, but I go to the supermarket and I see fucking 12 different brands. It's either all the same people or somebody's trying to do it by themselves and they're charging fucking $13 a bag of pretzels. Okay, because it's all artisan and homemade, and you gotta flaunt that shit. You're good if you're selling it in these upscale, whatever, the Whole Foods and whatever. You're fine with that. Because but even then, they'll stick your shit on the bottom. They'll be like, Hank's fucking pretzels. I'm sorry, Hank, you gotta go on the bottom unless you pay us like $1 billion. Okay, because here, you know who goes up in the thing? It's like the one that's owned by like Kraft Foods or some shit. The Kraft Food pretzel, and they own like Kraft Food themselves owns like 7 or 8 of them. And the point of the Hank's thing is that you sell well enough to be able to sell to Kraft Foods. So then Kraft Foods is gonna own all the pretzels, and then Amazon's gonna buy Kraft Foods. Okay, so now the pretzel industry has been squashed. It's been crunched. You know how like you get to the bottom of a bag of pretzels, and it's just like a bunch of cubes of fucking salt. And you know you shouldn't just stick your finger in there and lick it and then do it, but you do it anyway. And maybe I'm speaking for myself. Maybe I'm the only person who does that. Or just throws the residue in their mouth, and then instantly like you feel like you're about to have a seizure. Like you're about to have a fucking seizure. I once had my eye fucking swell up because a buddy of mine. Okay, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna cook you this fucking dish. It's gonna be like, cause he's a cook. And it was fucking banging. With the salt content in there, I'm surprised I can still see. I'm surprised I can still see that I haven't just gone fucking blind. But it was like, honestly, while I was eating it, I'm like, it was like a pork thing. It was like an Asian style fucking pork thing. And while I was eating it, I'm like, you know, this is bliss. Okay, you know, and I don't go through, like, I don't pretend to like it. If I don't like it. If I don't like it, I'm gonna tell you, hey, look, I appreciate what the effort is cool, and I'll try to be nice about it. But I'm not gonna sit there and blow smoke up the ass of something that is just not cutting it. It's not cutting it. Oh, but you don't understand the palate and the flavors. No, that's bullshit. It's just not good. It's just that don't fucking try to decorate this shit on me. Okay? It's just not good. I don't give a fuck if it's $60 or $1. If we're talking about fucking Pop-Tarts, or if we're talking about fucking lobster. Lobster bisque, lobster, whatever the fuck. I don't give a shit. Is it good? Is it not good? Does it get the job done or does it not? If we're playing some game of like fucking iron, whatever the fuck, and it's like you got to use this, and it's like, hey, you did the best you could do, fusing, cranberries with fucking, give me another food. Cranberries with pumpkin, with wine, with chalk, right? You did the best you could fucking do, and then stuff that into the ass of a hog, and then just roast it on the. You did the best you could do, okay? Because those things are not designed to fucking go together, especially the chalk thing. Although I heard people do eat chalk. Like, not even on the Pika shit that we were talking about last time. I heard, like, people, they just maybe it's just, maybe, I don't know. I don't really care. I don't really care about that. But it was really good, though. The food he made, it was, like, fucking banging. I'm like, this is really fucking good. Salty as a motherfucker. My eyes started fucking swelling up. First time it ever happened. I'm like, does Desi have to call a fucking ambulance? Or can we figure this out? It's gonna go away. I was Googling because I'm a fucking hypochondriac. Again, I act like I'm all this and I'm all that, and I go around saying, if it happens to me, I'll be in control. Again, this is why I'm talking about the Titanic. It's a great way to bring it back. Great fucking, not segue, but re-segue, because we always get lost. All right, so the pork thing's going into a tree. Titanic, this is what I'm talking about. Because in the moment, when my eyes swell up, I'm fucking Googling, like everybody else, because I'm a human being. And it's there. And I would love to fucking throw this shit in the ocean. I would love to take the phone and just throw. And I'm actually very close. I'm very close. Because of this whole thing, right? Because of just the conditions of life and because of things going slowly. I mean, we're getting these videos out. They're getting out there, again, to nobody. But I've factored it in that nobody's going to see this, okay? But it's one of these fucking loop-de-loop things where it's like, well, if nobody sees it, then the Des conglomerate can't get off the fucking ground. Maybe I got to target these. But then if I send it in an email, it's going to look like a spam. And what am I gonna do? Send it every fucking day? Oh, this is hard work and determination. Maybe that's what I don't know what I'm doing. Who do I gotta talk to make the Desi conglomerate happen? These ideas are genius. Like I said, we're gonna do the NFT thing. We're gonna start selling art. I'm gonna be an artist. I'm gonna be a conglomerate guy. All that kind of shit. But it's like the fucking, what's the thing called? The Mobius? Hall of fucking Fame. The Mobius? I'm probably saying it wrong. It's probably not the Mobius. It's probably like the E-Mobius or I-Mobius or something. But you know what I'm talking about? These like the figure eight shit. The infinite is a Mobius. We're gonna call it Mobius. Okay? It's like the Mobius of saying, like, I mean, it really Catch-22 would have been, or whatever, but I had to go, sometimes I like to flaunt. Sometimes I go on Wikipedia, like, I might as well. If I'm spending all this time on fucking Wikipedia and I pick up this and I pick up that, you're gonna fucking hear about it. Okay? I'm gonna be shitty about it. It's like, yeah, this is what I found randomly on my little Easter egg hunt of the internet. Okay, so I'm gonna have to shove it down your throat because I need to prove to you that I know shit. Because otherwise, I'm wasting my fucking life, which is happening anyway. This is all you're indulging me. Okay, you're indulging me. I want to make it seem like my life has fucking purpose. So hey, I'm gonna tell you the exact weight in fucking kilograms of Dutch cheeses from A to Z. I was just making. I don't actually know any Dutch cheeses, but whatever. What the fuck ever. I'll give you a date. I'll pull a date out of my ass. And you'll be like, how the fuck did you, did you know that fucking Rod Stewart got married for the second time on whatever the fuck, Saturday, August 13th, 1975? And you'd be like, and you're supposed to say like, wow, that's impressive. It's like, you're just a fucking weirdo. And it's not even like, does your brain work? It's like, you're just fucking weird. Take all that time that you learned, memorizing the dates, and it's not a fucking, it didn't actually do it. But maybe I'm ruining the story now. I should have just let you believe it. Yeah, that is the date. And you know what? If it is, if it isn't, it doesn't fucking matter anymore. It doesn't fucking matter anymore. Because I said it, and now it's in your fucking head. That's the day he got married. Is he even married? I have no idea. I have no fucking clue. I'm just saying, I should have chose one that the word salad. Doesn't fucking matter. You'd be like, you know what? Maybe instead of spending all the time learning the fucking marriage dates of insert your fucking, celebrity here, maybe you should have put that towards getting dollars. Okay? He's like, but you don't understand. Okay? My dollars, I'm playing a different kind of game. Okay? Because there's two kind of games. There's the game where there's a game of you doing shit with your hands for X amount of hour, which basically, you know what that is? It's like they used to say on the Bronx Tale and shit that like a working man is a sucker. I used to say fuck that. Fuck that. I like the working guy. I don't want to get too, like Bruce Springsteen about this and say, and he was building with his bricks with his bare hands. I don't want to do that. But like also at the same time though, you gotta respect it. And like I said, you know what? These construction guys, they do the catcalling, the laying around. I'm not trying to over fucking make it like, oh, these guys are gods or that they can do no wrong, which is fucking clearly fucking not the case. And that you can slouch and whatever, and there's time off and whatever. But at the end of the day, okay, you gotta lift the fucking beams. The beams are going up. Okay, you're risking falling fucking 5 stories and splatting. Okay, you're just risking that at all times. You're risking a fucking an air conditioner falling on your foot or whatever the fuck it is. All these things could possibly fucking happen. And now I'm just talking about construction. The world of work is widely varied. Like I said, we're gonna have when everybody becomes a cop on the Desert Plan, because if you're unaware, that's our strategy with the mayor shit. We're gonna try to run for mayor or oligarch, whichever one gets me the biggest audience and the most money. If I'll be the most corrupt fucking mayor, I'll be the most corrupt whatever. But I'm giving the people what they want. Because I used to go up and say, there's a lot of bullshit regarding the cops. They pretty much just act as a fucking gang. And then I looked at the people go, fucking crime. So it's like, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna give you what you want then. I'm done. Why am I standing in front of a tsunami? Why am I the guy in Tiananmen Square? Why am I just fucking standing there watching these tanks and then waiting for the photo op going, hey, look, it's me, and then just get fucking run over anyway. I know he didn't get run over, but if it was me in that square, they would run me over. Okay, I'd be mushed just instantly, just like fucking steamrolled. And they would bring the steamrollers back out to make sure I was dead and just in the street. And they would leave me there as an example. They wouldn't even fucking scrape up my remains. Okay, they'd be like, this guy tried to stand up against the grain. Don't do that. Don't fucking do that. That's a stupid idea. But what I was saying was, I'm acting like I know what I was saying. I don't know what I was saying. Go up against good cops. Okay, when we do the whole thing of everybody's going to be a cop, there's going to be many flavors of cops. Like I said, nurse cops, firefighter cops, deli bagel workers cops, okay, coffee people cops, people who work in an ice skating ring cops. Everyone's going to be cops. But there's going to be a lot of different flavors. This is because the working world is varied. And again, in the 20 years, all these jobs are going away. So cherish it while it's there. Okay? But what was I saying? Why did I say, okay, I support the working man and then this, but they're not really, but not too much. I don't fucking remember. This happens every single time, and I always say to myself, I'm like, this time you're gonna fucking have control of yourself a little bit, Desi. You're gonna, like it's like a shoelace, I'm just gonna like hang on. Oh, it's gonna be like this, like one of these things. Like there goes my fucking hands yet again. But whatever. We're gonna hang on to the shoelace, like don't let go. Okay, you can go off in this and that. You can let your hands go. You can start doing this. You can start doing that. Hang back on. Stay the fucking course. Because now I don't even know. We gotta go all the way the fuck back. What were we saying? Lobster. I didn't even. Okay, so the lobster shit. That's the last thing I fucking remember. And then I'll look this back up, and then next time I'll be like, oh, that was the thing I forgot. And then we'll finish the other shit. It probably had something to do with me being broke. Oh yeah, I remember what that is now. Let me fucking write that down. Okay. The two things, right? Work versus other. I'm gonna see. Okay. And then working man is a sucker. Okay, so the lobster shit, and the prison shit. Did I say the prison shit? Was that on air again? I don't know. I don't. Whatever. We'll get to that too. The lobster shit. I was saying, did they do a bacon? Because you know what the story was with bacon. I don't think I've said this on air before. So what bacon was, people weren't eating it. And I guess these farmers, I guess it's not, is it a prime cut of fucking, no, I guess you use the other parts first, right? And then they had this belly fat, I don't know where, actually I don't even know what part, I would imagine it's something with fat, or is it back? I don't know, back bacon, right? Isn't that a thing? I don't even know. This is one of these things like you think you understand shit, and then like you're pressed on it, and you have to fucking deliver, and you're like, I'm just a fucking idiot. I don't know anything. But whatever it is, okay? Bacon wasn't being eaten. That's the most important thing. Everything else is irrelevant. Bacon wasn't being eaten. And obviously now the people who, have the bacon meat, they're like, we got to do something about this, okay? Because my bacon sales could be through the fucking roof, and they're not, okay? So I got to talk to somebody who knows how to jam this down America's throat, okay? And they did that. And so what they did was they went to this guy. And I think this is the guy. Is it the guy? I think it's the same guy. There's the one guy who's like the godfather of all this shit. And it's like, he's the guy. He's the guy. Maybe this is what we need to start doing too. We need to go into this direction. He's kind of like a consultant, but he's like, I'm going to tell you how you can fucking sell this bag of shit. He's a bag of shit salesman expert. He's the expert of flinging a bag of shit at America and cleaning up. Just absolutely fucking, because he what he does is, I think this is, so he was like Freud's thing. Like he was in Freud's, I think it was nephew or some shit. And he basically goes, he took what his uncle was saying, because he's like, oh, this dude's a fucking genius. And he was saying that, we say, hi, how you doing, all this shit. Underneath it, there's all this sexual shit happening. Sexual, violent, all this kind of thing, just erupting at all fucking times. Okay, with Dez, it's basically like, it's like what you get on this podcast. Maybe not so much sexual shit until we start the Desi OnlyFans, but the violent and the primal, cutting through the bullshit. Okay, yeah, the exterior of the cake, we're getting right to the focus, the cherry in the center. Okay, so this guy was that guy. It's like, how do we sell the cherry, how do we tap into the cherry in the center? Okay, but sell it into a nice cake that everybody fucking buys. And what was the cake this time? It was fucking bacon. They're like, we need to move bacon. Bacon is not moving at the rate that it should be moving. We got to do something about it, okay? We were thinking about making it a part of like a breakfast thing, okay? We're trying to corner the breakfast thing because breakfast seems to be like the easiest to fucking penetrate. Because lunch and dinner, it's like can be fucking anything. I know in Poland and all these places it's different. In Poland, the lunch is the big and then the dinner is like the supper, but there's slices of ham all the fucking time. But and there's always fucking soup during lunch too. But it's like the range of what can be served is wide, whereas breakfast is kind of like very slim, and maybe that has something to do with the people before. Like again, cereal. Well, why do you need fucking cereal in the morning? Why do you need any of this? Why do you need? There's no rules when it comes to what time of day you eat any of this shit. But except that you're supposed to have a hearty breakfast, but you're supposed to have calories in general. And then that's for people who are working their ass off, sweating out under the sun. Yeah, you need a lot of fucking calories for that, because if you don't have fucking breakfast and you go and you're operating a fucking forklift, or worse off, you're fucking, like I said, trying to lift the fucking bar over, and you're not gonna get the bar over, and it's gonna fall on your fucking head. You're gonna die. Okay, you're gonna die. So eat your fucking breakfast. Okay, so I guess that's the whole thing, and that's the angle that they played. They're like, okay, well, what do we need? Okay, so breakfast, you need a lot of energy and shit because you can go out and do shit, or you probably, most people at this time would have been just sitting in a fucking cubicle. Okay, so it's not even fucking true. But again, we're painting this with the American working man as a farmer, and I'm not trying to shit on farmers. I got all the respect for little farmers again. Not big corn people, not all that shit. But the American worker, bro, you need a lot of energy at the start of the day. And that's why, so they went to these fucking scientists. And this is part of why, I get all this shit from like, oh, you're scientific. I am not a scientific skeptic, okay? I am not this and that. If the science is there, the science is there. I get it, okay? But I can put that, I can also see, science doesn't just come out of nowhere. So this is what these guys did. They went to the scientists, they said, can you prove to us that it's better to have more calories like fucking early or late? Okay, can you have more calories early or late? And again, like I said, the answer is early, because why would you have a fucking do a whole fucking bacon fry up thing at like 11 p.m.? I mean, there's no rules. I've done it in the past. Sometimes bacon's all you got sitting in the fridge, so it looks like a bacon fucking fry up because I hate going to bed hungry. Okay, so I'm breaking the fucking rules there. But I'll be, maybe I'm not the exception, but maybe I'm the undesirable. Okay, I'm the undesirable. We don't want to be like what I'm doing. We want to do, Jimmy, those progress reports. Blah, blah, blah. So what it is in that, if you got to worry about the progress reports, it's better to have your breakfast in the morning, so you can have the brain power to worry about progress, which means you fucking do absolutely fucking nothing. It's like, what are you worrying about? Fucking a piece of paper. Oh, but then my boss, exactly, that's what it is, because your boss. You're worried about your boss. You're worried about somebody who's you've put hierarchically above you and said, yeah, I'll accept that for however many dollars a fucking week, is squashing down on you. And a Freudian, to talk about Freudian shit, and it's making you fucking resent your dad. And now you want to kick the shit out of your dad and your boss, but you're going to fucking eat it, like always, because why? Because you need money. So the scientists came back and they said, yeah, it's better if you have shit early in the day. And then, so they connected these fucking 3 bullshit dots. They're like, okay, you better have calories early in the day. This shit has a fuck ton of calories because it's not good for you. It's just a bunch of fat. It's a ball of fat. It's good, tastes good. Because things that aren't good for you tend to taste good. But we have this giant ball of fucking fat that we're trying to sell you. You're better off having it early because then, like I said, it's just clogging your fucking arteries late at night. And then you're going to have acid reflux or what. You're going to have acid reflux regardless. Okay? Because like I said, it's not good for you. But if you're going to do it, it's like if you're going to do it earlier on. Do it early in the day. And that's what they did. That's what they did. And so they basically translated all that. And it's like blah, 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 blah. And they served it up on a platter. It's like bacon is now America's fucking breakfast food. And fucking voila. Now you're eating fucking bacon for breakfast. Okay, not fish. I've heard something about fish is good because your brain and all that kind of shit. No, bro, bacon. Because why? Again, because the scientists said it. And why did the scientists say it? Because some guy went in there and said, say this, because he knew it was going to fucking work. And then it's not like they're bullshit. They're not fucking with the results. Nobody's like toggling the results saying, hey, it's like, yeah, you're bending this to say that, to do that, to technically, yeah, you're technically fucking right. You know? So that's me being a skeptic. Okay, when I'm not saying that the science is wrong on this and on that, I see the science. But I also see the fucking strings. And that does, just because the strings are there doesn't mean that's what it is. I'm not going to say any buzzwords because I'm afraid all these things are going to get fucking banned off now. He doesn't believe in this. But it's fucking worship. A combination of fucking worship and not seeing who dropped the who's messing with the science. That's all I'm saying. Like just have a. And again, it could be that somebody is pulling the strings and the thing is still whatever good for you. You know, it could be that the Pfizers and whatever the world are, you know, they serve you up this fucking cure of whatever. And are they fucking raking it in? Abso-fucking-lutely. Are they going to try to ban anybody else in the fucking world from copying it? You bet your fucking ass they are. Even though who dumped a fuck ton of money into them being able to fucking research it is the government. Okay, United States government. What's the United States government doing? Are they saying, oh, now Pfizer, no, watch yourself because, you know, we're the shining fucking beacon on the hill, whatever the fuck, globally. You know, we invade countries because we want to bring prosperity in there, everything. But now India needs the thing for this thing that you created. We're going to give it to them? No, they're not going to fucking do that. Why would they fucking do that? Because it's all this whole thing. This is what I'm talking about. But now, in spite of all this, but now to play the fucking devil's advocate, it's like, hey, that doesn't mean the shit doesn't work. It better fucking work with all the fucking money that's being dumped into it. If you have all that money and you can't do it, that's why we're like, when we talk about like Musk, it's kind of the same thing. It's like, you better be able to make this shit fucking happen. Like, you have no excuses. Oh, but it takes a long time and it's a lot of things. You have $1 bazillion, okay? You got like, I don't want to say something that's wrong, but I think it's like GM, Ford, Chrysler, like fucking combined. And everyone's just like, now people like you have outgrown thing. Like, it's like you and Amazon and Google and all this shit, right? Because even Facebook just took a shit, right? Facebook is like done, right? So now it's like something, but they'll come back though. They'll come back. They have too much data and all that kind of shit. But hey, like the guys in the stock world, it's like Tesla, okay? You have that. And to his credit, like you see that the Tesla thing's rolling out. Like, it's not like nothing is happening. But, like, I mean, the fucking bare minimum. Like, for the amount of money, like I said, that's going into this shit. Like, you would expect... I better see Teslas up and down the fucking street in 2 years. But again, this is a guy who overpromises and under-fucking delivers. Okay? So, again, I'm not... But that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm going to rewind. We're talking about, okay, science, and I think we finished that too. Bacon, okay. Working man is a sucker. Right? That's what we were saying. So, because there's 2 rules. And I didn't realize this recently. Because I hate fucking, you know what it is? I hate people who bitch about capitalism. Like, it's fucking obvious. But, like, people who are like, capitalism is this. And it's like, yeah, obviously it's shit. But again, it's like, but that's like people who bitch about social. It's all the same shit. People bitch about socialism. People bitch about capitalism. And it's like, that's just grass is greener fucking horseshit. Go talk to, if you hate fucking capitalism and you want socialism, go talk to somebody who lives in a fucking socialist country. And oh, but it's communism, not social. Yeah, but that's the fucking point. They never get there. So it's like, oh, Jesus is coming back, because that's all it is. There's a religious fucking fervor to this shit. It's like, oh, but one day the workers and the mass revolution, it's not fucking happening. You waiting for utopia. You're gonna be waiting a long fucking time. It's gonna be you and the people waiting for Jesus to come back, waiting side by fucking side, and you realize, oh, we're actually waiting for the fucking same thing. And there's just more people. That's why it's a great racket. And then that's why if you're sitting in school in fucking Russia. I just found this out recently too. It's not like they weren't like, oh, things are fucking great here. No, they played you know what they did? They did the I guess we can't say, they did the Donnie Golden Toilets way. They did the Donnie Golden Toilets way. Donnie Golden Toilets came in and said, hey, America's fucking great and America is shit at the same fucking time. So he captured. So now, if you're a fan of him, you're able, like, and he goes, America sucks now, and you're able to go, yeah, but America's great. It's like, yeah. That's how you gotta get both sides. Both sides is fucking yin yang. Because the problem is everyone goes for the one thing, and they go like, oh, America sucks, and then people who like America like, boo, and then you say America's great, and people who think that America sucks go, boo. So you gotta capture both fucking sides. That's and I'm not talking about like morally to go forward. I'm talking about it business wise. If you want to execute. This is what these communist guys did. And they were sitting in a classroom. They weren't saying it's fucking peachy because you have eyes. Maybe in North Korea because they don't know what the fuck they're doing up there. But you sit in a fucking Russian classroom. Apparently they weren't saying that. They were saying, look, I know it looks like shit right now. I know you're freezing. I know you have fucking like frostbite every fucking night. I know you haven't felt blood running through your legs this decade. I understand that. Okay? I know you're eating this, like the fucking just oats without not even oatmeal. Because you don't even have any appliances to fucking boil the water. I understand that. But it's just to be patient. This shit takes time. But it doesn't take, it's like the revolution is coming. It's not coming. It's not coming. Okay? But but see, that's just the social stand. But then you do the same thing with the people like, oh, capitalism. It's like, you're an asshole. How you're not seeing everything's fucking condensing? Are you not seeing everything? Like, everybody's just saying, what? Everyone's, oh, this will eventually do that. But then it's like, yeah, that's true. And then the opposite will eventually do the other thing. Okay, all these things eventually will do whatever it is. Okay, but I will say, because so the reason I was bringing that up, it's like it's like annoying to listen to people because it's just like bitching about, and again, it sucks. I'm not saying it doesn't capital. Or if you want to call this shit capitalist, because I don't even know if that's true anymore. Is it capitalist? Or is it just five people running shit? Like, that's not capitalist. But then they sell you. That's the whole point. Is that's why it let it run its course. And then these things, it was 500, then it became 5, and now they're telling you it is when it isn't. So, and it's just like the socialist communist shit, same fucking shit. So yeah, so it is capitalism, because this is a part of that shit. But I used to kind of like get annoyed when people were like keep going. But then I realized, you know what I realized about that? It's in the word. Okay, and I never read the Marxist shit. I'll crack a peek one day, because why not? I crack a peek with all this shit. You absorb it all. I'm confident enough in my ability to say yes, no, and we'll figure something out. But I realize this in the word, it's all the solutions in the word capitalism. It's all about fucking capital. Like what we're talking about today. It's like, oh, you gotta work hard. I say, no, it's one or the other. Okay, it's one or the other. You're either gonna work hard or you're gonna have capital. That's it. Or fucking work for 20 fucking years and like barely scratch, and then get fucking lucky anyway. Like it's just all luck and it's capital. So it's either your capital or some. You guys say like they're like, you gotta work hard. It's like, no, you convince somebody to put capital into your shit. Okay? When you say I'm working for my money, you're taking yourself out of the capital fucking pool. Okay? And guess what? That those jobs are going away, and those numbers, the things are falling. Everything else is supposed to go up because the property shit's going up, rent's going up, all this shit's going up. Your shit's going down, okay? But the whole point was, it was supposed to be like a social contract kind of shit where you're like, hey, I'll do like I said, I'll let somebody fucking sit on my fucking head. What's the word I'm looking for? Not symbolically fucking sit on my head every fucking week, just so I can put a fucking roof over my head. So now I have a roof over my head and this guy's ass and his ass sweat just in my fucking, ear at all times. Okay, but I'll do it. Just so long as he doesn't fucking put extra fucking weight and then make me fucking worry about my roof disappearing. But it happens anyway. It just happens anyway. So the working man is a sucker. So when I hear people like saying to me, it's like, oh yeah, you work. It's like, no. We're going for capital. I want fucking capital. That's all I fucking want. I don't give a fuck how. Look, other than things of like, oh, is it legal? Is it severely fucking morally questionable? I'm not selling kids to like traffickers or some shit. You know what I mean? I have limits. Like we were talking about this with like OnlyFans and shit, right? Like I do have lines. But so then that's the thing too, because then everybody who makes a killing doesn't have a line. They're just sociopaths. Okay, and but barring the sociopath, like barring the shit that's very fucking questionable, and even though the line there, like we're not gonna traffic kids. That's fucking, we'll rule that the fuck out. But maybe there's something that's like, maybe like like half as heinous, but like it's like I look the other way for 2 seconds. Again, nothing with kids, right? We're leaving the kids out. We gotta leave the kids. Invest in the kids, invest in the future, so that they can watch this whole thing blow up. Because are any of these kids today that are alive today gonna make it over the age of 30? If you have a kid that's born today, you think he's gonna make it past the age of 30? It's possible. Maybe I'm just being a thing, but something to think about. Something to fucking think about. But anyways, yeah, so we're looking for capital. We want investments, okay? So that's why. And then there's people like, oh, you should be doing, should be doing what? I just going to do another job is like, I'm spending, not only am I spending all my fucking time during the week, he's not doing it, but I'm barely even making ends meet. So why don't I just float out into the ether? All these fucking ideas, okay? And if it's not going to be the people who invest, I just need some fucking clown. Some son of a son of a son of a son of, Like I said, somebody who's great grandfather. Maybe you don't have to build the steamboat, but like he invented he got the patent on the fucking the chimney on the fucking steamboat. And maybe his name is Chimney. Maybe it's just Jeff Chimney, which is his fucking name, but you called Jeff in like 1800s. Jeffrey with the Geo, because that's like the old fashioned spelling. Jeffrey Chimney. Okay, and so your name is fucking Elijah Chimney, because like there's all Elijah's, like this is what this is fitting, and you're just sitting on a boatload of cash, no pun intended. Oh, did we talk about steamboat? Yeah. So you're doing that, and you just you got some money to throw around. Desi's available. This is why I'm talking to y'all. I shit on Musk. I shit on these guys. Bezos, all these guys. Invest in me. I shit on The Rock. The Rock should start a rock investment company, okay? I'll be the first client. He probably already has investments. All these guys have investments. You have these guys going on Shark Tank now. It's like what the guy for Ryan Reynolds and like Ashton Kutcher, and he's like, oh, he's a hard top now, but then he do like the whole thing of like I'm a businessman. And credit to Ryan Reynolds, he owns the thing, the soccer team, which is what we're gonna do. Oh, that's another thing we should talk about. I'm gonna write that for the next time. We should buy fucking Kidderminster. We're gonna buy Kidderminster. I'm gonna say that we're gonna do like a West Ham thing. We're gonna do a West Ham. Desi blows bubbles. Okay, and on Desi blows bubbles next time, we're gonna talk about buying Kidderminster. Okay, because Kidderminster, I feel bad. One of the reasons I like rooting for West Ham is because they're, now they're like fucking top 4 or whatever, but they're kind of like lovable losers. But now we just squashed fucking poor Kid. I don't think Kidderminster has a great fucking fan base, but they fucking almost beat West Ham. Okay, and they're not even in a fucking league. It was almost a giant slaying of a lifetime. Okay, so as a show of thing, we should buy this fucking team and then turn them into like the next empire, because that's what these things do too. Like Man City was a piece of shit team, and then all of a sudden, here comes the fucking the Dubai money, and now it's boom. Now Man City's all over the place. So I was gonna talk about prisons, because we were talking about lobsters and prisons. I'll do that and then I'll go. But no, I'm gonna say that, and we're gonna be here another fucking half an hour. I'll try to keep it short. Des Gulag. I'll cut right to the fucking point. The Des Gulag. Okay, we need to have an eye on the prison game as part of the Desi conglomerate. A lot of companies do already have an eye on the prison game, because that's where your cheap labor comes from, right? You signed into law. But you can look this shit up too. Here's one of the Wikipedia fact for you. Fucking signed into law executive order by the fucking holy figure of a fucking, the American left, which is a fucking FDR, because he didn't fucking round up a bunch of Japanese people. He didn't tell the Jewish refugees to go fuck themselves and then later take claim for, we saved from the Holocaust. Hey, did you really? Because they were asking to fucking come, and you said, not today, maybe tomorrow. And on top of all of his other great, he kickstarted, talk about Dubai and oil shit, kickstarted that shit. Basically, he said, hey, you guys got oil over there? Let's have a meeting. Blah, 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 blah. And they wheeled him over, wheeled him onto the boat. And you can't wheel him over water. But the way the left talks about him today, it's like you think he walks on water or wheels on water. You think he wheels on water. But anyway, another genius thing that this guy fucking did. And I'm not saying that he's a piece of shit. There's no good presidents. Yeah, and if you are a good president, you're a shit president. Because it means you're trying to be a good human being. It's not allowed. That's not how the game works. You're being an emperor, okay? So you gotta act like a fucking emperor, like a fucking king. You gotta do that, okay? So I'm not here just to throw. I'm trying to cut. I always like to cut people down to size, and I like to lift up people who are being squashed. I just want everybody to be on this fucking happy medium at all times. Okay, but this is what this guy did. So another thing he did, he signed into executive order, a thing saying like, hey, yeah, you can employ fucking prison people and like at a maximum minimum wage, at a maximum wage of like $1. Okay, you can look this up, and it still stands. Okay, so then people are using this shit, and they're being like, oh, now I can pay my guy, again, $1. Oh, because why? Because he sold pot in the neighborhood instead of fucking working in a Fuddruckers. Okay, he said, I'm gonna sell some fucking pot. And he's not even making bank, but he's thinking, and he doesn't want to sell pot. He wants to, you know what he wants to do? He wants to be an architect. But he doesn't have it's not there for him right now. Okay, he doesn't have the whole thing going, so he's got to sell pot. And it's fucking pot. Okay, it's unless if he's lacing that shit or whatever, send him to jail. Okay, that's fine. But he's selling pot, is whatever, and then you get busted a couple times because he's just trying to, And then there's way too much police presence in his thing. But again, like everyone's gonna be a cop, so we're gonna have to get used to it. And there's a lot of police presence. He's selling the pot. He's selling pot, and then so now he's in jail. What can we do with this guy? Because he's just fucking sitting there. Should we let him just sit there and fucking enlighten himself? Because why not? Let me read a book I never got to read. I'm fending off somebody's gonna try to rape me next fucking week. And I'm just trying to stay away from that. No, we're putting you to fucking work for $1 because our buddy FDR said is cool. So prisons are lucrative, and as businesses always have their eyes on the business, right? So if we can't get into the prison game, because again, so that's a perfect example of what we're talking about. Let's get into the prison game. Okay, because again, if you're ethical and you're trying to be Desi do right, you're gonna say it's a bit fugazi. It's a bit questionable. Okay, do you really want to have that on your conscience? You know what? It's a fucking racket. Like I said, there's a ton of money going in there, and there's a ton of money going in. And again, I was looking like for wage slaves and stuff. I want somebody to be able to do my shit. If I don't have to do all this shit myself, my own fucking. If I hire somebody to do my fucking tech shit. I just tell them what to do and they fucking do it for like $1 an hour. We got to start going to these people. Or, and like I'm just assuming another piece of baloney that fucking falls on the floor that it doesn't pan out because people got the prison game fucking cornered. We start, you know what we're gonna start the gulag game. Talk about communist countries. We need to bring the gulags back. Okay, and then if we dominate the gulag game and then gulags take over prisons and shit. And it's like extra legal. Like we'll go to one country. We'll go to like a North Korea type. We'll go to one of these countries. Oh, Belarus. We were talking about Belarus before. Go to fucking Lukashenko. Say, look, I'm sorry. I said you have a small Johnson. That being said, there's a lot of money we can make, and we'd like to run the test pilot program in Belarus or wherever. Pick a fucking country. Pick a random Tajikistan. What's it like in Tajikistan? I think like fucking authoritarian, whatever. Maybe this could be the perfect place to go. Is to Tajikistan. And you say, well, we're going to try to, but then they have the negative history with the gulag. So maybe they're aching, maybe shit sucks the way it is now, and they're just longing for the days of the Soviet thing. So yeah, we'll bring the gulags back with you. But we have to call it a gulag. Is it going to be different from prison? Yeah, because it's going to be extra legal. Or it's going to be legal within a country that has very iffy kind of fucking legal shit. Like people are still getting stoned or whatever, and you could still just kind of throw somebody in jail just on a fucking whim. Yeah, I guess the goal is to then be a leader of these countries and then be able to enact this. But maybe whatever. There's got to be a way to do this. And you go to these countries, you say, hey, Desi gulags, okay? And eventually you get so big, you'll become the Amazon of prisons, okay? You take over the prison system, and now every country's going to be looking at the system like, hey, you don't have to go through the whole thing of like, oh, we're going to be possibly, we have to wait till this person's trial. And there's, fuck the trial. Fuck the legal system. We're going to go, hey, I don't like you. Get in the fucking gulag. And you're going to have certain people who are going to be allowed to say, you get in the gulag, you don't get in the gulag. Because if I had the keys to the world, okay, say this becomes my route to success. So I am raking in money off the Desi gulag. And then because I have the money from that, I run a campaign or whatever. And then if you don't like my campaign, in the gulag you go. Okay, in the gulag you go. Okay, I have full control. And then so now I'm at the top of the fucking heap, and I've cornered humanity. Okay, and then then it's gonna be like this. It's gonna be like, listen, the world is, we're going a bad direction. Okay, and I don't like a lot of you. So you have three options, and they're not options. They're options for me. Okay, I have three options for what to do with you. You have no free will anymore. Because I am the closest thing to God that is on this planet. Because I invented Desi gulags, or any one of these other ideas that take off. But we're gonna merge it into this kind of thing because we just want to rule the world. and we're gonna say, okay, so here we're giving you these three options. Okay, you can either, well, we are going to either. You can implies again free will that you don't have. You're either gonna be fucking put to the Desi Gulag, okay, and then like you're doing my files, doing my nails, all this kind of shit. I'll explore things I haven't done before and haven't had the time to, because now I don't have the pressure of trying to make a fucking bill. It's like, okay, now I can have people do shit for me. Okay, just missed me. I'll have misters. Okay, and there'll be Mrs., Misters. Oh, let me miss. I'll be equal opportunity. Obviously, I'll in certain ways I'll be like not a dick. On top of being the biggest dick on the fucking planet and ruining people's lives, I'll give them I'll throw them bones every once in a while. It's like equal opportunity misters. Okay, so everybody can be Mister. I don't care what your gender, but this is very in line with the American politics. We can do the most horrendous fucking shit, but hey, so long as we're everybody can join in. Okay, if you're an ex-transgender Mister, whatever, Mister is open for you. Okay, it's open for you. If you're half Bolivian, half Solomon Islands-ish, whatever the fucking word is for that, ballerina with just torso, for the world's first torso ballerina. Mister, you can no, we're not gonna be like, oh, we're not gonna go like the other direction of saying like you're not fit. Everybody, all are welcome to mist me at all times for up to $1 an hour. Up to $1 an hour. This is how particularly democratic politics work in this day and age. So hey, we're just tapping into that mindset. So the Desi Gulag again will be an equal opportunity employer. Everybody will be able to take part. But you don't have a say. So you say, okay, so that's one. You put in the Desi Gulag in some capacity to serve me. All right, and take yourself out of society because there's too many of you just running around in society. Too free. Okay, that's number one. Number two, we're just gonna rocket you to Mars. Okay, we're just gonna send you off to Mars. So we're gonna find the first guy who invents the rocket ship. Like I said, we're banking on Dyson. So we're gonna form a partnership with Dyson. He's gonna have the vagina rocket ship. I'm gonna load a bunch of people on, and then we're just gonna, because it's super fast. It's like a fucking hyper thing. It's like 5 seconds. Because I have faith in this guy. He's not gonna be the Musk, and he's gonna say, "Oh, we built the fucking rocket ship," and then it just like it does a Challenger. It does a Challenger or whatever, the fuck, and it never gets there, or it gets there and it takes. He had the whole thing with the hyperloop between the DC and thing, and it takes 4 hours, and it's half an hour, and then it turns out it's just gonna take 4 hours, like a regular fucking train. You just reinvented fucking trains. You reinvented a 200-year-old technology, So instead of that, where it's just gonna be like, even worse than like fucking whatever they were shooting up there in 1969. It's gonna be, we got this guy Dyson, so he's gonna get us up there fast, and we're gonna because of technology we can load a bunch of people on. So we're gonna have some people who just get shot to Mars and then figure out for yourselves. We'll send the Musks and all them, and we'll be like, oh yeah, you're such a smart guy, science guy, let's go, prove it. Get yourself up and running on Mars. We're giving you all the people, so you better fucking figure some shit out. Because cannibalism is gonna set in, and then fuck cannibalism, oxygen and all that kind of shit. You got a lot of fucking things to figure out, okay? And you had all the money in the fucking world, and you've had all this fucking time, and you were going on SNL and you were doing this, and instead of fucking figuring out a solution because you were falling behind, you have too much money. You have more money than anybody can ask for, and you're still fucking not doing it. So there you go. Go prove yourself on Mars, Mr. Mars, because I know what you're dealing with talking Mars. Everybody else is not talking Mars. I'm talking Earth, but I want the Earth to myself, and people who are in my general liking for at least periods of time before they go into the Gulag or into Mars. And number three is you get to walk the planet. Like I said, under my good graces. It's like, oh, congratulations, I actually like you. There's a bit of a Gulag element to this too, because it's not like you're totally free. Like if I say, hey, you gotta, fucking talk about Rod Stewart. Rod Stewart, you gotta do a concert for me. Yeah, I can say no, because you don't really have a choice. Because then again, Gulag, Mars, those are your two options. I should have actually spilled this idea for the Gulag on here, because now people will be ready for what's coming. But then also, it's also like you gotta speak it into existence. I think this is one of the stronger ideas of the Desi conglomerate. So now you see my end game. You see where I'm trying to go with this. But maybe, like I said, if you say it, maybe we can inch closer to me being the fucking guy. To me being the fucking guy. Because it's a race to the top, and I'm done being 6,975,007. And I'm sick of just waiting for people to die off. Because actually, no, more people, the population is going up. It's not going down. So every second I'm falling down on the list. And I'm sick and tired of that. I'm stuck. So we'll work on that. That's all I got for you this time. This was not supposed to be an episode. This was an accidental episode. I gotta go do a certain number of things, but I figured since I got it all up and ready and I got this set up and it's like annoying again, like it takes fucking 20 minutes, and then get my blood pressure's like blah 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 blah. Blood pressure's up. I might as well use it, put it to good use. So here it is, and here's what we've done. So I'll see you guys whenever the fuck. And again, by you guys I mean nobody, but maybe fingers crossed. And if you want to get in touch with me about any of you financiers, the Rock, like anybody I've mentioned, anybody with a lot of money, Ashton Kutcher, that was a bunch of years ago, that Shark Tank episode. Any of these people, the prison people now, maybe this is where the prison people were trying to go. They were trying to say, well, you know what? You actually just spilled out the future of the prison industry. Okay? And so you look like a guy that can make things happen. Okay, again, because like everybody else is trying to hide their strategy. They're like, well, we don't want to tell the public this is what we're doing. It's like, but you just set out in the open, and now I know that that's where your head's at, and that's where our head's at, and we'll pay you a stupid amount of money, and then you take it, and then you put them in the gulag later on. Like, you take the money at the start, and you smile and wave, and it's like, it's gonna be all good. Anyways, like I said, if you're out there and you want to invest in any of these ideas, we're fucking open. We're open for business. We are ready. Fans, are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world live on insert your fucking station, ladies and gentlemen, and then I can't say that line. Because, I was going to say, otherwise I get the check sent to me, but it's the opposite of a check. I get a fucking invoice sent to me. And the invoice would read, it would say, Dear Des, first of all, we're not writing this because we saw your fucking, whatever you want to call this show, podcast, show, whatever. Don't fucking delude yourself into thinking you had viewers that weren't just some bots in a factory in fucking Thailand. But because we have bots in a factory in Thailand, they picked up that you were infringing on fucking copyrighted. Was it copyrighted or was the other one? It's trademark. Is there a difference? Do we give a shit? I don't really care. Well, actually, you know what? We probably should give a shit in terms of building our portfolio, because we should actually trademark fucking everything. We should go back and find all my little things and then invent new things too. We'll find out things that I repeat very frequently. Even, obviously, I don't come up with shit. I don't invent my own language. I don't walk around going, Splookum to you. I don't fucking do that. We should start doing it. What if I just did that? Okay, so we'll start with Splookum. I'm gonna trademark Splookum. It has to exist in some language. There's no way that there's 190 countries who speak. It's gotta be at least 1,000 languages. And now you factor in languages that are dead, and you factor in languages that are alive but have a dead, have like they were something and they had to kill themselves, or just we lost words along the way. Because sometimes I guess like Shakespeare, Shakespeare will be going like this, and then not to be like, yeah, I understand that, and then he goes, Splookum, and you're like, I don't know what that is. I could probably guess if you say like I'm going out to the Splookum to get some milk. It's like, okay, well that means bodega or whatever the fuck. Walmart, if you live in, in the inner workings of America. And so you can reason. I can use like the logical reasoning and do like, it's not conductive reasoning, inductive reasoning, reductive reasoning. There's so many segues that I did, to go into the screen, but I don't want to go there yet. What I was going to do for this week, because it's been a while. It's been a while, guys. You haven't seen Desi's face in a while. And you could tell I haven't used a fucking shaving razor in a while either. Pick the fucking, the perfect time of year to do that. As you can tell, I'm already just dripping. I look like fucking Rico Suave. Without the killer abs, without looking like somebody from a 90s fitness video. I look like if I was in a 90s fitness video, I'd be on the other half of the screen saying, or like the before and after screen. Except there will be no after, because I think I've just given up. in terms of that. Like, I still have this, like, and I say that consciously, but deep down I have this fucking fantasy that I'm gonna be like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like by tomorrow, or at least within like the next 6 weeks. Rationally, I say, you know, because I'm supposed to be the guy who's anti-bullshit, that I say, not gonna fucking happen. But this is America. This is America, so we say shit like that, and we say, oh, it's not gonna happen. But deep down, we're like, you know, I'm trying to be the fucking oligarch of the planet. So you really think I don't think that I can become fucking like Arnold Schwarzenegger in 6 weeks? Deep down, it's there. It's there. Maybe not in my brain, but in my fucking, like, in my spleen or something. In my kidneys. The belief that one day I will balloon. I will absolutely fucking swell to the size of being able to rip somebody in half. But my brain is telling me not to hold my breath. So I won't. But what I was going to say was, if I was in a 90s fitness video, I would be either in the before picture, or I'd be like the character, you know, like I'd be like, you know, like don't be this guy with the big red X, goes, and it's just gonna be like me fucking sitting on the couch, like, you know, throwing caramel popcorn in my mouth, watching fucking what's that movie with Keeping the Faith? With Ben Stiller. That's just like a very like 90s kind of thing, because we're talking about 90s fitness. I don't know what has changed between. I guess people don't watch fitness video. They watch videos like on YouTube. You wouldn't get a fitness VHS. Maybe we should do a fitness VHS. And this is where you tie the two things together, because you say, look, Desi's trying to get a swole. Again, not consciously, but like in down towards the testicular region. There's a motivation to become like a fucking Adonis. So now it's inner passion, bucket list kind of shit. So now you have that, which would otherwise go fucking unfulfilled. Like I said, because you're not going to get that walking to the corner store to get some Arizona iced teas. It's not enough. You need, according to what I know about fitness, and you look at guys like what's his name, like Coleman. I don't think he just did that. I think he did a little bit more. He put a little bit more effort into his regimen. So, given that you know that we're probably gonna need a little bit extra motivation, someone to bring us along the way, two birds, one stone. Hey, Desi fitness videos in VHS. In VHS, you remember what we were talking about last week? It doesn't matter what the idea is. All that matters is that you find the fucking niche. Find something that nobody else is doing. Because that's the internet. That's how Amazon works. Don't you understand? They will make a lot of money selling the one bestseller thing. They'll do that. They will make equally as much money selling. Okay, you sell 1 million copies of what's something that, you know, Hillary Clinton's fucking next book, where, you know, she comes up with a new excuse after fucking, you know, originally it was the Russians, and now she finds out, oh no, actually, and then she finds out, oh, it was COVID, but 4 years ago, and that's why she passed out and all that kind of stuff. Not to keep you know, because I had this thought the other day. And there's a lot has happened since last time. So, you know, there's a lot to unpack. There's a lot to go into before I just go, you know, like, because I was picking on her, and I was kind of going in my head. I was saying, you know what? Her, like, side by side with the dead guy, who apparently has Lazarus himself. And fucking, you know, at the last minute, we thought we were losing him. Oh, yeah, I gotta wear a mask. We're getting out of Afghanistan. And he fucking did it. I'm wondering what's the kicker? You know, because I didn't think he was in charge in the first place. We make jokes on this very kind of platform saying he's not the sheriff in town. He has the official title of sheriff, and he might dress up like a sheriff. But it's kind of like, you know, he's the sheriff, like, you know, like he is a kid. I'm talking about like in a town like in the Wild Wild West. Sheriff has a kid who's clearly more suited for the job, and everyone's like, yeah, well, you know, and you know, he's the one who goes around picking up the trash. He's the one who goes into the saloons and just shoots some guy in the fucking head to remind people who's in charge. You know, he's kind of the guy who makes things happen. He makes sure that whatever's left of the shrubbery is maintained. But the old guy officially has. He just hasn't died yet. It's literally like they're counting down the fucking thing, and he's gonna leave this inherit. Fuck off, Desi. Fuck off. This is why you gotta do exercises before, like warming up the tongue. He's gotta do inheritance. That doesn't even make any fucking sense either. He's gotta do inheritance. Wow. Scrambled fucking brain. Again, I don't know why. It's like, I think the days when I get like no fucking sleep, I get nothing. I get like 2 hours of sleep last night. And of course, do I wake up and do these? No. Because why? Because I want to have some toast. And I want to put some fucking jam on it. And then I want to take a fucking shower because I smell like shit. And then look what happens. We're back to basics. And there's no, again, it's listen to me or put the AC on. Can't have both. And I know a lot of you probably at this point right now are saying, put on the fucking AC, Des, and shut your fucking mouth. But you know what? That goes against absolutely everything that Des at least thinks that he's about. It strikes at what I think is the core of my fucking existence. So go fuck yourself, because it's not going to happen. Nice try again. If you want to listen to an AC, go on YouTube and type in AC for 2 hours. And I'm sure they fucking have it, because like I said, this is the age of the niche. You know how people can't fall asleep unless there's some rain? There are people who can't fall asleep unless it's the sound of a fucking artificial AC. Maybe they can't even afford an AC. And don't fucking laugh. Because that's a fucking reality for a lot of fucking people. Can't afford an AC. But they want to be reminded. They don't even have like videos of like, the lobby sounds of like, some plush whatever fucking hotel to aspire to something. It's not even like the eyes aren't even all the way up there. They've reeled the dream all the way the fuck back in. Just get me a fucking AC. Get me a fucking fridge that doesn't give out. And make my fucking my leftover macaroni and cheese smell like Bill Gates' shoes. I don't know why Bill Gates in particular. I just feel like he's the kind of, he actually probably has a lot of pairs of shoes, so he probably doesn't even have too many smelly pairs of shoes. He just struck me as like the kind of guy, who has like those like running shoes, and he probably like smells like grass to start out with, like actual like grass, and then you add, I don't know where I'm going with this. The whole long thing of the AC, and you scroll all the way fuck back, is I got no fucking sleep. And I think what happens is that then my thing gets low, and I just start going blah, 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 and I start having these thoughts that usually like a more fucking relaxed brain will be like, yeah, we're gonna filter that one. I told you Desi has no filter. But maybe that part of that's part of why. Because you're getting me on these days where it's like my filter is fucking down, nothing passes through it. Or everything passes through it. Mush. Let's move on to something, because I need to, again, 13 minutes in, and we are not breaking an hour. A couple things this week. We're not breaking a fucking hour, and I'm trying to keep it, I know we're going to go and do some screen shit now. But we're trying to keep it so that, if you're listening to this, because we need to expand. If you haven't figured out that that's the central theme of this fucking podcast yet, whenever you watch this, the two people, whoever will, it's not looking good for you in your life just going forward. It's just not. So we're trying to do things that, maybe the average listener can just kind of, listen to on the subway, because you clearly need to have this in your life. You go work for a fucking a baby mattress company under a manager named Shatuzi. And Shatuzi is just a fucking rotten piece of shit. I was gonna say, did I say she? Did I identify? She's non-binary, which I thought was a way of like not pissing off A, not pissing off B. Well, I'm pissing off C, because now the non-binary people are gonna say that's non-binary, whatever it is, whatever the word for that is. But Shatuzi is like the manager we were talking about last week, somebody who is a little too fucking eager. Somebody who gives too much of a shit. and would go around and count. They have to count on the fucking guns, and counted all the fucking baby mattresses one extra time. And the old manager's like, that takes initiative. Shatuzi doesn't give a fuck about. Actually, mildly gives a fuck about mattresses because you would have to. But you only give a fuck about it because you're like, this is my way to do this, and then you're writing the fucking plot in your head, and then I bought 7 casinos in fucking Atlantic City and wherever, and then became the next tycoon. Step aside, Donnie Golden toilets. There's a new sheriff in town. It's Shatuzi. Fucking, this is where it all starts. The reality is they don't get past that, or they get fired. What ends up actually happening is, let's say this is an artisan baby mattress company. Cheryl's Baby Mattresses on 47th Street in Brooklyn. Excuse me. You want a mattress for your baby? Or maybe you're just a small fucking individual. Or maybe you're just one of these rich assholes who fucking wants their teddy to have their own thing, or the pet. Maybe it's for cats. Listen, anything that's of that relative fucking size. Whatever. That doesn't matter what your reason is. Why am I asking what your fucking reason? Sometimes maybe you just got high and wanted to buy a fucking baby mattress. Maybe you just did a barrel full of crystal meth, and that was you saw Muhammad. I was gonna say Muhammad. Now I'm gonna get fucking slaughtered. I'm sorry, but I didn't draw him. You saw the prophet, Muhammad, peace be upon him, coming down from the hill saying, go and buy a fucking baby mattress. And you're like, why are you swearing, dude? That's very out of character. Because it's not actually him. That's the point. It's a hallucination. Clearly, it's a hallucination. Maybe Muhammad comes back and that's actually his thing, for whatever reason, just an inexplicable reason. It's like Jesus. I'll switch it to Jesus again because I just feel me like walking, and I don't mean to I'm trying to juggle this whole thing of saying it like not like it is, just saying whatever the fuck comes out of my mouth and then just not worrying about it. But like I said, we have a line of people who are going to fucking murder me, and it'll be the first 5 people who watch any of my shit. Murder me, massacre. Like we said, Departed style. Walk right in with my fucking bag, and there's gonna be fucking 10 guys. All different ethnicities. What'd you call us? Pop. And then I'm gonna be dead. But you think they're gonna just fucking run away? Like, oh, the job is done? Absolutely the fuck not. They will grab whatever fucking cutlery I have, whatever fucking thing that you could possibly define as a tool that exists anywhere in my fucking apartment that they broke into, and just, I'm saying like tub of acid shit, your pliers. Maybe some of them will put some of my body parts in like a fucking Ziploc bag and put it in the freezer in case they ever get hungry. Now he's saying that they're barbarians. So now, adding more people to the fucking list, or doubling up because I didn't add any new ethnicities. They would double up the list of whoever was already there. Because now they're being doubly. Oh, he's implying they're all savages who eat other human beings. Do you understand? There's no winning. There's no fucking winning. There's just no fucking. But whatever. For the sake of what I should already just go because the cat's out the bag, but we'll reel it back in. We'll go to our old buddy Jesus. And the truth is, I might be understating. I might be saying, because Jesus is my guy, or at least the guy that I was brought up to think was the head honcho. But I might be underestimating. Like I said a couple weeks ago, I said American Catholics especially, top pound for pound, most bullshit, boring religion. Not bullshit, most boring, bland fucking religion. But maybe this sect of Uruguayan Catholics heard that and said, he insulted one of us, he insulted all of us. Get the fucking spears, because here we fucking come. Vamos a la casa de Desi. We got work to do. So maybe I'm over or underestimating the Catholic and Jesuit rage that I'm cooking up right now. But you know what? We shall continue. Say Jesus comes back one day. And again, doesn't actually come back. But in your fucking tripped out fucking mind, because remember, we were saying a barrel of crystal meth. How big is the barrel? Let your imagination run wild. Enough to survive, obviously. Because if you just died after having it, then, you know, you wouldn't be in Sherry's mattress store, would you? So, he comes back and says, hey. Oh, and they go, before he just floats down on his own, knowing that everyone's going to know who he is. No one's going to be like, Matthew McConaughey? No, they're going to be like, hey, he fucking, you know what? And they're going to be like, before they, like, some people are going to be just passing out, you know, like, you know, but then a lot of people are just going to be like, by a lot of people, I mean Desi. Desi will be there going, son of a bitch. I mean, talk about keeping a fucking promise. Like when it looked like it was getting really bleak too. Because everything was falling apart. And people were like, you know what? This guy said he was coming back. And now I look like the asshole. Because it's like I'm holding a parking spot, but the guy just fucking drove off. And it's like, oh no, you know, he's coming back. He said he would be back in 2 seconds. And now I got some guy from, I gotta pick a country that I haven't done yet. A guy from Tunisia is gonna come fucking break my legs. Because that's how it gets at. This is why I don't drive. I do not drive. Is it because I'm scared of Tunisian guys breaking my legs? Not necessarily. It's more of that I don't want to deal. People are very thin about their cars too. It's always like, oh, you know, like it's just like a job. It's another one of those things. You know, like the house, the job, the kid, what the kid does, the kid's activities, and then it's like fucking the car. It's just another fucking thing to pretend like you're talking about at a barbecue while really trying to one up this other fuck who you really don't like. But he's your friend. He's your friend. Why is he your friend? Because he makes you feel good when you talk to him. Why does he make you feel good? Because you feel like you're better than him, and vice versa. Because you're both you're two rats in a fucking I was gonna say barrel. I'm telling you. What did I tell you about brain cells? Wasting away. I am wasting away. I am running out of things. Running out of mental real estate. And the sad thing is the mental real estate is infinite. But still, I was going to say 2 rats in a bucket of cream, but then that's the thing from thing. But let's just say it. I'm just trying to avoid letters. Again, dear Des. Once, this is your second letter for a second violation. Just, again, to stress and underline, nobody watched your video. Not a soul watched your fucking video. So don't get it in your head that, don't get excited. Your view count will still be all the times that you went back to watch it to say, who else is coming after me? Who do I have to hire for private security that I can trust that I haven't pissed off already? So no one's watching your shit. Our speakers and our fucking bots, bleep, bleep, bloop, 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 detected that you said fucking two rats in a bucket of cream. This is the intellectual property of fucking Steven Spielberg and whoever the fuck made that movie, which is now owned by this, which is owned by this, which is owned by Amazon. We are sending a group of very, very, very angry men to fucking harangue. Is that the right word? To harangue you out of your apartment? Or am I misusing? I'm trying to sound too fucking wordy here. Harangue you out your. Let's just say it is. We'll go. Okay, this is our transition. What does the word harangue mean? Sounds like meringue, like the meringue pie. Harangue, okay, so this is not at all lecture. I'll probably get a harangue too. We are haranguing you. We are haranguing you about 2 guys, who watched a bunch of 90s workout tapes and are fucking absolutely jacked. We are sending. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, because I'm on the other guy's fucking thing. Wow. What a mess. What a mess. That looks more like... There you go. That looks more like it. Oh, yeah. Don't ever share... Don't... Get your own computer if you can. Get your own fucking computer. Harangue. A lengthy and aggressive speech, noun, to lecture somebody. Harangued by the two stars of, like we said, very many 90s workout tapes. The industry that Desi just so happens to want to crack. Anyways, okay. What did I want? Okay, I wanted to clear this out the way because I thought I was done with this fucking beanbag. I thought I was just done punching this fucking beanbag, and obviously, I mean by the beanbag, I mean our lovely fucking mayor, because he's the only one left. It's him and Bones, and look who didn't make the cut. Look who didn't make the fucking cut. It's fucking Andrew Dice Clay himself. Hey, there's no COVID. Oh, get you. Wait. What are you doing? You going outside? Oh, hey. You an old guy with COVID? I got a great place for you. It's a place with other people who don't have COVID yet, but will in 24 hours because they're super fucking susceptible. Hey, everybody, meet your new fucking bingo partner. He can't fucking see. He's literally days away from dying. Unfortunately, I'm not trying to make light of old people dying. It's a travesty. But here's a little another bunch of old people who can kind of see, but are about to get ravaged by this fucking virus because I need my stats to look fucking good. And one day the people are gonna find out about this. Oh, and boy, let me tell you something. When people find out about this, they are not gonna give a shit at all. They are not going to give a shit at all. But hey, come here, sugar tits. Squeezy, you're my new state trooper. Get the fuck out of here. And that's not everybody, too, obviously, because he's got this fucking loyal legion. This legion. And I made the great fucking mistake. You know what my mistake was? If you hark back to the fucking episode we did when we were one of the earlier episodes we did, and we started trying to get people to like us on Twitter. Didn't fucking work. You'll see in 2 seconds if we pull this up. I'm still at goose egg. But we followed these people who we thought were just staying positive, who just liked the waterfall. Why? But we failed in logic because why are they on the page liking the waterfall? Did they search fucking waterfalls? Are they fucking waterfall enthusiasts? Are they the Steve Irwins of fucking waterfall? No. They're fucking Cuomo enthusiasts. They're the Cuomo-sexuals, as they're so affectionately fucking called. And they're coming out in fucking droves now. Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. You have attacked our leader. Prepare for our fucking wrath. Talk about what when other clowns said. He's like, hey, I can go on Times Square and fucking shoot some guy in the head. This guy, same fucking thing. Oh, what made him go do that? It must have been somebody else. Could have been the Russians. Could have been How about it's just fucking him? And I thought I was going to enjoy this. I really thought I was going to enjoy it because I'm like, yeah, I told you, I'm like, this guy is the guy who, of all of them, I got the biggest fucking problem with. But now he's gone. And I gotta say, I'm not as satisfied as I thought I was going to be. I'm really not. So I could say I'm going to be maybe is that a sign that maybe he wasn't the worst one? Maybe that this guy is going to be the worst one when he fucking when he gets the fuck out of here? No, it's probably going to be the same. But he's got to fucking like seriously, because I'm getting tired of again just shitting on this is what we've pivoted. We fucking pivoted. We're going to Desi ideas, and this is why I'm not liking this episode so far because there's not enough ideas. We got to get back to the fucking ideas. Again, we're getting slowed down in the rants and complaints about society. That's the one slice of bread in the Desi idea sandwich. Okay, smelly tuna time. We got to work through the fucking thing. We got to come up with solutions. But before we come up with solutions, I have to say this one guy because I'm just so it's so easy. He's such an easy fucking target. But I will say, If I could fucking pull it up, actually, here, let's go ahead and pull it up. De Blasio, keys. I need the exact fucking quote. Proof of vaccination is your key to NYC, and it all starts today. Let me tell you something, you fucking lemur. Okay? I have the keys to my own city. You know why? Because I'm fucking from here. I fucking grew up here. And before everybody goes up on this tirade of, oh, he's anti-vax, I got the fucking stab. I got the one. I'm waiting for the second one. I endured 2 days of fucking feeling like absolute shit. Absolute fucking shit. Oh, that's not, and people fucking telling me like I'm fucking crazy. It's only supposed to happen the second time. Oh, it happened to me. And I'm not a guy who I am a bit of a hypochondriac, but I'm not like, I'm like, I get it. It's side effects, whatever. All I'm saying is virus, days taken away from virus, by virus, 0. Days taken out of rotation for this thing, 2 and counting. Because I'm expecting 2 on the other end. Because apparently it's fucking worse on the other end. Maybe I just got to switch these. I don't know. It's not, the whole thing is that's besides the fucking point. I'm not debating that fucking point. I'm debating this shit. I have the keys to this city, whether the fuck you're in office, you're out of office, I don't give a fuck. It's so easy. You just go in front of a thing and you say, you know what you say? You say, look, rates are going up. Okay? We don't have the hospital space and we're going to get overrun again and all this kind of shit. Just fucking say that. But no. And this is why you have all these lunatics running around and they're saying this shit and you don't want to, and you're like, you're a lunatic, stop it. No, it's not the fucking aliens from Toy Story coming down and warping your fucking mind. It's not that. Okay, it has nothing to do with it. Okay, it's not. His son's afro is not sending out fucking transmitters to try to warp your fucking mind. That's not what's happening. Like everybody just fucking come back down to fucking earth. I mean, anything's possible, right? But the whole point is, and then people go, like, oh, these people. But you know what? There is a line, isn't there a line? And what bothers me about this shit is that it's like. The entitlement of, oh, but this is what we do, and it's up to, it's asshole. It's not up for you to decide. It's not up for you. Your whole shit is paid for by dipshits like me, but not really me. Cause like, what are they collecting off me in taxes? Fucking nothing. But other people who people who work in fucking selling garden hoses in wherever the fuck. That tax money goes to giving you a fucking job. The whole structure shit exists to fucking help us. You don't get to decide who has the fucking keys and who doesn't. Again, coming out and saying, here's what it is. Here's the exact situation. Shit sucks, and you have to make things and things. But look, most of you are vaccinated. Does that fucking mean anything with this the spin-off, with the sequel? I don't know, but that's not the point. The point is, everything again, it's all about the fucking, this ceremony and keeping up appearances. It's not about that. It's not about that. It's not about you. You should actually only be in there when you really need to be in there and when it fucking matters. But this idea that we're gonna filter fucking reality through your big, stupid fucking big bird head. And that you are now gonna decide. And look, I wouldn't have given a shit if you were from Boston or not. Everyone's welcome, whatever the fuck. But if you're gonna come at me with this shit, where were you in fucking, when I was born? Fenway Park. And now you got the fucking balls. Because you got a promotion, out of a promotion, out of a promotion. You're just another fucking guy. Overstepping. Way to fucking turn people away. And I'm not saying to cater to these people. I'm not saying you have to baby them and say, Tell people the facts. Tell people the cold hard facts. Just know that this is not. First of all, last year you're telling us when it's bedtime, and now you're saying, here's who can who. Fuck off. And you know what? I actually hope he gets this the lieutenant job. When this other one comes in, I hope she chooses him. She's not gonna, if she has any fucking brains at all. But just get, and it's not. Look, again, It is not going to be any better at all. Not even just because of incoming guy, but because of, it's just, you know what? We said, we looked, you know what? We were watching that debate, and we not only did we say, I cannot believe this guy is going to become the next fucking mayor. It was, I cannot believe these are the 9 fucking people. Oh, but that's just the Democrats. Oh, you wait till we see who the Republicans have. P.S. He has a cool fucking hat. Oh, I also have, this is my Instagram thing. We got to, oh shit. Of course. But that looks, what is that? Also, okay, New York, no. I mean, that's something, right? Oh shit. Oh, I thought it was coming. Help him out. You need to have 2 fucking... He's gonna help himself? What's this guy fucking doing? Get on... There you go, guy. There you go. Go, 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 go. Go. He's gotta get up on the fucking thing. Get this guy up. Holy shit, there it was. You know what? That's not something to fucking celebrate. $20 fucking people. Not saying, look, I'm not acting like I'm a fucking tough guy. You know? Easier said than done. You know where we're at with cops. You gotta give that guy his fucking credit. And you gotta give other guy his fucking credit. Why is there 5 people recording? We got the one video. You know what? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That I didn't, you know what? I didn't expect to see that. And now that I've seen that, makes you wonder, like, what would you do in that, you know? But I've told you, I've been very open. We go to the fucking supermarket. I don't even, you know, you think I chew their ear off? You think I just say, hey, did you see this People magazine? Did you see who Cher is fucking now? Can you fucking believe it? Is it because he reminds her of fucking Sonny Bono? No. I'm not saying no to the fact that he doesn't. I'm saying no, I don't strike up these conversations. I go in and I fuck off. So what side of Desi would be there? I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I tell you what they don't need in a situation like that is a curmudgeon. Anyway, that's my eyes shouldn't even got on this thing. I shouldn't even got on either. Look, I actually, you know what it is? I preferred the times we did this and we just stayed on Google. Because Google or mine, again, okay, so cut back to, where's the ideas been? Almost 40 minutes in, no ideas. Bad week. I think it's just because I've already lost 3/4 of my body weight. I need fucking Pedialyte or some shit. I'm swimming in it. Why don't you just take off the rope, you fucking idiot? Really? Really? And become who? If it wasn't for this, people wouldn't fucking know who I am. It's just a fucking fact. Oh, but you got a distinct attitude. No, you'd be surprised. It's like some Clark Kent shit. You know, Superman saved me last week. Oh, really? Yeah, he looked actually a lot like fucking you, except he didn't have glasses, so, you know. That rules you out. Do you have a twin? No. Oh, well then that rules that out totally. You're very chiseled. Do you watch a lot of like 90s workout videos? You know, actually, speaking of which, I know a guy. He just chills in his basement a lot, and he's trying to get into that fucking industry. Do you know anybody? If you do, I could pass a card along to. The best thing about that industry too is that it's like, Richard Simmons was the guy in fucking, and we don't know what the story is with him in terms of, and it doesn't matter. It's his personal business. Where his interests lie, if you catch my drift, it doesn't really matter. All I'm saying in terms of like it being, I guess the appeal. Would women want to buy a Desi workout tape? I don't know. I like to think that I have a certain fucking mystique that appeal, it'd be beyond my obvious fucking intelligence. That would get at least warm the fucking the graces of the common man who isn't just trapped in a fucking zombie mind of fucking gonna pound these fucking beers. Someone who's a little bit outside that realm. But even maybe that guy. I mean, all are welcome. I'm not saying go fuck yourself. You're not going to, if you get any value out of Desi, all aboard. Make sure you fucking like and subscribe. And pre-order our very first 90s nostalgia. Because nostalgia's back in too. We talked about this. Everybody just wants to go back to the days where their mama just fucking gave them a nice little spank every once in a while. A comforting spank. Not like not a punishment spank. And like I said, you got the occasional titty in your mouth. You got fucking Barney on your television. You have mushed fucking rhubarb. And fucking what's the one called? The endives. Rhubarb, endives, and fucking watermelon. Because whatever Gerber, and then act like, it's specifically formatted by scientists. It's whatever was at the bottom of the fucking vat. Snapple was busy, finished squeezing out whatever fucking last. They needed, what are they, like 2% juice max? So they took whatever juice they needed and left this rotten fucking thing at the bottom. Like a fruit salad of like rinds and skins and just like, all the nutrients just zapped. Who the fuck would want this? There's a farm up the road where you can see if maybe they could fertilize their soil. Gerber's like, we'll take it. Oh, and then also we'll actually, and then Snapple will give it, and then it'll be like a tax write-off. So it'll be, like, they'll say, like, repurposing weed, whatever. Gerber's taking that shit and just throwing it in a fucking giant, 60-foot, like, Wonka-esque fucking titanium alloy fucking, thing. Red food coloring, blue food coloring, orange food coloring, whatever other food coloring. It's a formula. Is it really? Or have you cracked it? Or are you one of the 30 people / companies / families in America who really cracked it? And have just bullshitted us in a way that's incredibly cost effective for you. And if that's the case, old Desi would say, shame on you. New Desi would say, teach me. Bring me on board. I have a great fucking idea for a nostalgia trip. Okay? And what do you need to play a VHS? You need a VCR. Most people have VCRs. I don't think so. I think a lot of them got rid of it too fucking soon. And it's now it's one of the things that's making up the this island. You hear about this island? The plastic island? VCRs. You swim to that island, you pick out the VCRs. Would it be damaged? Probably. If it's floating in the water, probably. So maybe we won't do that. Maybe we'll make them from scratch. But if it's the Gerber, who would have VCRs that doesn't need them? You get those for free. You put a couple stickers on it, okay? You paint it. Now it's not a VCR, it's a Desitron. And the Desitron accepts, it's VHSs, but they're a specific kind of VHS. Again, what's the one that lost? there was a whole thing. It was like it's like beta, no? VHS and yeah, beta. There you go. But people use the beta. Wasn't the whole thing? Wasn't this like the traditional kind of thing of like what usually happens is that one was fucking way better, and it was not the one that won. Because when you're not better, you're not gonna be like, oh, we're not better, and then you're like, oh, we can compete to be better, or we just fucking kneecap these guys. It's like, yeah, beta's great. The founder's great too if you like pedophiles. Do you know who owns a Betamax? The guy from fucking Subway. Do you really want a Betamax now? And Beta's like, that's a fucking lie. And VH is like, do something about it. It's not about the fucking quality of the thing. It's about me putting you into submission. This is fucking judo, my friend. If you came expecting anything else, you were gravely mistaken. So the VHS people won until they lost. Because then the DVD people said, hey, watch this shit. And then the DVD people made enough money to absolutely, like, forget blowjobs for days. We're talking about explore the depths of depravity that unlike anything since fucking ancient Rome. For a good solid fucking 10, 15 years. Until the Netflix boys came along and said, hey, watch this. Literally. And poof, went Mr. DVD. Now, Mr. Blu-ray came along and said, hey, we're going to essentially do the same shit that the DVD guys did. We're going to give it a cool fucking name. We're going to give it a cool fucking name. And it's not a cool name. There's nothing cool about it. But if you're noticing a recurring trend, it doesn't matter. It's catchy. It wasn't a violent fragment. Violet fragment. It wasn't fucking orange quadrilateral. Blu-ray. 1, 2. Pop, pop. And it's a color. It's a color. They didn't try to get too sophisticated. Somebody was saying that I guess it was like the thing and the thing had a blue. Yeah, bullshit. Bull fucking shit. Yeah. Because that's it's no. It sounds like it sounds like a Stingray character. Who was there was like a shark one, wasn't it? It's like Hammerheads or something. Wasn't that a cartoon? It sounds like a character out of Hammerheads. Someone tell me this is true and that I'm not just having a hallucination. Hammerheads cartoon. Please tell me I'm not having a fucking hallucination. Marvel? No, it wasn't a Marvel guy. Wasn't there a shark cartoon? Please tell me. Okay, wait. There was shark cartoon. Was it 80s? No. Street Sharks. Hey, Street Sharks. Okay. Excuse me. Street Sharks is what I was referring to. Blu-ray sounds like a character out of Street Sharks. Our first a fitness thing. That will be the theme. American animes, crime fighting half man, half sharks. Now this taps into the whole, superhero megaplex, and the desire to constantly, as a fucking 45-year-old individual, remind yourself that today I am simply an assistant in an accounting office. But tomorrow, there could be a horrible accident at the lab. In which case, I develop not only some, green lesions on my hands, but fucking a superhuman strength. A giant cock. And the ability, only on Tuesdays, but the ability to guess the lotto numbers in Bosnia. So not only am I rich and powerful and I can fuck like a champion, but I also make an occasional whatever currency they use over there. I don't think it's the euro. I would settle for that. It wouldn't be like an immediate yes. First of all, the cock thing is a burden. Let's I used to think people like it's not the size, it's how you use it, and it's like, all right, you're just admitting that you have a below average, and I'm not here saying, well, I would probably say, have I said this before? I feel like this is not the first time I've said it. I feel like I'm 55 percentile, so just above average. But I'm also weather thing, mood. When we come out to play, we come out to play. When we're hibernating, we're hibernating. But I'm not insecure. So I think that or maybe that's just my personality. Maybe. I mean, I'm acting like I don't know. Like I've spent enough hours online. If you catch my drift. So you have some, but then again, that could be distorted too. Because there's a reason that they chose that guy. You know what I mean? But maybe is there demand for is there like an openly little penis porn star? To satisfy that niche, because it's a niche. Again, don't laugh because it sounds ridiculous. If it's a niche, it's a niche. While you're laughing, somebody is making bread. Forget bread. Somebody is building a fucking bakery. That's how much bread we're talking about. What's the connecting theme for all this? So we have a Street Shark thing. Oh, well, yeah, but how? So okay, well, this is where what proves greatness. If this is going to be the final piece of the formula, right? It's called brainstorming, and it's called identifying niche, and then it's called identifying many niches that apparently aren't similar, connecting the fucking dots. And soaring, just absolutely just at the speed of fucking light, driving all the way to the top. Oh, what? Oh, you own the Atlanta Falcons. I don't give a shit. See you later. Oh, you invented a fucking coin to compete with the dog coin. It's the cat that's about to be euthanized coin. I don't give a fuck. Enjoy enjoy life down there. I'm all the way up, baby. Dear Des, this is Fat Joe's representatives. Again, to be absolutely clear, nobody has watched your video. But our spidey senses went up. Our bot said, time out. We heard that you used a snippet of our song. And instead of giving you a warning, and because it's Fat Joe does not do corporate. Fat Joe does not beat around the bush. We send you this letter, which is it's totally irrelevant because Fat Joe's coming for you, and he'll get to you. And once the line of ethnic people gets through their business in taking you apart in your own apartment, or in the event that they don't, rest assured. Fat Joe will, and it will not be fun. And he'll write a song about it, and it'll be you know how usually it's like one verse or a couple of lines. The whole song will be dedicated to how he fucking absolutely just squeezed any last remnants of life out of you. So we would say cease and desist, but it's a little too late for that. Street Shark themed VHS. Workout tape. Mixing that with the niche for, I guess, micro penis porn stars. What you could do, because today what happens is like we're still trying to keep this overground underground. Okay, speaking of the Twitter thing, I'm not gonna go back on it, but Twitter was saying OnlyFans is not showing. Talk about me taking my robe off before. It's like, what's Desi without the robe? What's OnlyFans without the titties? Remains to be seen. Very interesting move. As the CEO of Subway, and I keep talking about fucking Subway, as the CEO of Subway, we decided that we will no longer be selling yoga mat sandwiches. We will instead be moving to quinoa and fucking yogurt. Together. In one. Desi's, is it quinoa? Quinoa, sorry, excuse me. Desi's quinoa and yogurt. I'm not touching that, actually. I don't want to get anywhere fucking near that. I think we missed the boat on quinoa. Is yogurt in? Is it out? What's the next thing, food-wise? One thing at a time. You know what? No, forget that. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. VHS nostalgia, Street Shark fighter tapes. Okay, so yeah, what we were saying is that we like to think that we have a separate tier, and we keep like this is all like holdovers from like the 50s, the white picket fucking Leave It to Beaver shit, where it's just like life is clean and whatever, and then your husband's going off and having all the shit, all the vices of today were fucking around back then. Maybe not the digital ones, but everything else, it was all fucking there. And if they didn't let it happen in fucking Beaversville, Kansas, it was happening a couple towns over. Somewhere. And whoever wanted it, got it. So I think at some point, because here's the thing, we're living in a post-Trump world too. I thought Trump would have been, because the Trump people those are the people who like focus the family and it's a sin and oh gosh, oh golly, and then all of a sudden this guy's saying, hey, let's beat the shit out of that guy, and they're like, yeah. So I thought the veil was off. So if the veil is off and it's like no more Mr. Nice Guy, why can't we do? Because I was gonna say do a cross promotion. You get the micro penis porn guy into the workout video. Just show his face a little bit, get people adjusted, and then when they see in the thing, they're like, oh, that's the guy from Thing, and then it's like they make that connection. We're building careers, and then we own all of his rights to everything. He doesn't get paid. He gets paid nickels on the fucking, forget nickels on the dollar, nickels on the hundreds of dollars. We'll pay him in a coin. We'll come up with the coin, Street Shark coin, and we'll mint fucking 100,000 of them. And then we'll say, oh, there's only 100,000. We're giving you 5 of these, okay? Which has the current value of, 12 cents. But in 5 years' time, that 12 cents is going to be worth $12 million. Will it? Who gives a shit? You keep the rest of them. You sell them at market value to more people who you convince, hey, I know it's 12 cents, but in 5 years' time, Street Shark coin. Okay, so the point was, I was going to say just to cross-promote them, but what we'll actually do is we just need to mix those worlds together. Why are we hiding? Everybody watches it. Maybe not that specific niche. But we're walking around pretending. And it's also physical and physical, right? Body health. Full body health. A full body health journey that's also nostalgic and also, but that, what it is? I feel like that has to be cornered. I feel like we're chasing someone that's, maybe with the VHS tapes too. Street Shark VHS tapes, maybe not. I think we need to let go of the micro. I was gonna say, we're bringing down the barriers of thing. We're welcoming kind of, we're bringing porn up from the underground into the main. But it's I don't know. But by enough more we could chew. I think we're gonna have a lot of competitors too, and we'll be like, oh yeah, and will they be great fucking will they be great competition? Will they really come after us if they're not, if they don't have too much to back it up? If you know what I'm saying. You'd be surprised. They may not have what they lack in inches, they make up for in years of psychological fucking self-abuse, in addition to other abuse. Although that's something but then what it is, I was about to say you could hide that from the public. But if you're ever in the locker, like you have to be, at all times. First time somebody, I guess you could say if you were coming out of the pool, you have that, there's that whole thing. You could say, hey, but it's at a certain point, someone's gonna find out, someone's gonna know. The first person that giggles, and you like to think that people don't, forget kiss and tell. People just don't, but I feel, yeah, again, not talking as fucking, I was gonna say Ron Jeremy, but I've not once. You know what it is? I'm looking at this clock, and that's why it's already an hour. I'm not leaving until we have a conclusive thing. What is the thing? We need to get more niche than 90s workout VH. Okay, but right, we said we have the machinery, the VHS, the quote unquote no, the what do I call it? The Desamatic. I gotta rewind this. And again, like I said, I gotta do these in the fucking morning. And in a temperature controlled room. Because workout VHS. But then you're chasing holes like bad for the environment thing. It's an uphill battle. I think we're gonna have to take the L for this week. I think we're gonna have to take the L. I think we're gonna have to come back better and stronger. I did have one idea. You know, I'll tell you this one idea that I had. I wrote it down before we go, and it's kind of building off a similar thing. You know, we have to take a gamble on what we were saying before. Is the facade gone? And we can work. It works in both ways. Okay, because if the facade of thing, if it's like a nice life and the underbelly of all that is disgusting and you know, the inner rage and all that stuff, if those two can coexist and it's fine, then we have a massive fucking food chain on our hands. And I mean like a chain of restaurants. And if it's not, if it's still taboo to be anything other than hi, how are you, then we're gonna fucking smash through that taboo. Because ladies and gentlemen, what I am presenting to you is not Papa John's, not Jimmy John's, but Honest John's. And what Honest John's is going to do is going to treat you like a piece of shit. Maybe not like not OD, not like we're not just going to fucking, you know, we won't go personal. We won't say like, oh, you know, hurry up, back fat. I gotta get to my fuck, you know, to the kitchen. Like we'll stay away from like stuff like that, ethnic stuff. You know, the guys from fucking Mozambique. You know, like let it go. You know, what do he do to you? Like we'll draw some lines. We won't fuck with the food. We won't fuck with the food. We won't do that. Because that's disgusting. And the truth is, people don't want that. We're not holding people fucking hostage here. You know, we want people to come to our restaurant. And what do they secretly want that they don't know what they want? They want abuse. They're craving abuse. They're just waiting for it. And you can tell they're waiting for it because anybody who looks at them kind of funny sideways in a second, and it could just be, that person's aunt could have just fucking died. You know, an air conditioner could have just fell on her fucking head. Just out of fucking nowhere. Okay? And now they're out of it because they just had to go to this fucking mass and they're seeing all these people they haven't seen in fucking 25 years and they owe them some fucking money. And it's like there was no getting out of it because they believe in hell and shit. So like they know that if they don't fucking go to their aunt's funeral, that, you know, it's just fucking the blaze of glory is awaiting. Except it's not the blaze of glory. It's the blaze of punishment, and it's eternal. And at the helm of that fire, turning the switch on and off and on and off and on and off is his dead aunt with a giant dent in her fucking head. So there was no getting out of it. And you know, you change clothes really fast, and you're like, I'm gonna make it. And then it's like, hey, Felipe. Shit. Hey, you think I forgot about that game of pool in 1987? You really think I fucking forgot about that? Not now. This is a bad fucking time, Jose. I don't know why they're Hispanic. It sounds like I'm drawing up okay, they're not Hispanic. Curveball. The names are Felipe and Jose. But they're actually from County Donegal. Okay, it was an honorary thing. The dad was in a certain organization that, you know, talk about balaclavas. A guy had something along those lines. Is all I'm going to say. Had to make a little beer run in South America, except he wasn't picking up beers. He was picking up something else that he had to bring back. That would be of great use to him. And while he was there, he met these two guys who were fighting for fucking Paraguayan independence. even though it was already independent. They wanted it to be more independent. But that was the thing. Actually, no. So they were fighting for like I don't know, whatever, something in Paraguay, and then they realized, oh, you know, we kind of actually have all the things we have. We have toucans, fairly decent fucking temperature. You know, our currency is you know, it's about 10 years from going to shit instead of like 75. So we have 10 years. We could sit on the beach, even though I don't think there's that's not a coast thing. I think they're landlocked. So we'll sit in the mud on one of those fucking beach chairs in the mud. You could put a beach chair in the mud, and we'll just fucking chill here. And you know what? We have all these guns lying around. Do you know what I really want? I want like a couple, like I could really go for like a Guinness right now. How could we get how could we do some sort of exchange for someone who could use this weaponry and might possibly be able to hook us up with some stout? Let me call a guy. And so this guy from Donegal came over, and he's thinking he's just going to get in and out because there's very pressing matters. You know, there's certain members of government that he needs to have check their car every day, or rather, actually no, because if they check the car, then it doesn't work. So he's got some things he's got to do. So he's like, "Thank you. What do you know?" And then they're like, "Hey, you brought the Guinness. You brought us 35 barrels of Guinness. What? We think we're just gonna fucking go through this in one night? Well, this will be around for a long time. Hey, come have one. Hey, you know what? And we don't know how to fucking use this thing because you know the whole thing with Guinness. It's totally fucking fine. Just pour it. Just pour the fucking thing. Obviously, you don't want the thing that the head to be like that. You know, thing where just fucking pour it. It's fucking fine. If it's too big, you throw it, or you let it sit there. This whole fucking the wizardry. It's like shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. It's fine. Just have the thing. And you know, so he's teaching him, but he's teaching him the wizardry and saying, "Hey, this is and this is and don't and this and this is supposed to 119 seconds." Oh, shut the fuck up. But Felipe and John are there for it. They got nothing else to do. The Paraguay is exactly the way it has to be, until the demise of anything economic in the decade later. But hey, they don't have kids, and this is going to be part of the story, man. They don't have kids. They have a patch of mud and now 35 barrels of Guinness and now a new buddy, or at least somebody who they want to make the buddy, but he's like, dude, we'll call him Chester. It's not an Irish name at all, but maybe it derives from something Gaelic, like Chayet, like how like everything is just like AI, like AIG, and it's does it make any sense? No, it doesn't, right? But it's just like it's like French. It's just like 35 extra fucking letters that it's like you read on a road, like you see it on the road signs on the pictures. It's like, hey, where am I going? I'm going to Cork. But instead of just saying fucking Cork, which is just, like Cork. But it's like Cork, it's like fucking, again, forget like Dublin. It's like they got 3 fucking words for Dublin. 3 fucking words. Am I saying that it was worth having, like, my ancestors have their fucking tongues chopped off? No, you're not Pedrig. You're fucking Patrick. Was it fucking worth that shit? Maybe for the expediency of fucking language. Maybe get to the fucking point. Maybe don't have fucking, what is Iceland? You're not naming you got no fucking volcanoes. But anyways. So this guy, Chester. And again, it's like CHAIGHIA Fada R.W. McNally. Chester McNally is his name. And he's like, I gotta get the fuck out. We have pressing matters. But I'll show you how to pour the Guinness. And then I have to do a taste test to make sure it's fine. And then actually, this came out it came out okay. I gotta do another one. And you know what? I gotta take, and hey, those are actually cool shoes. What's this? Hey, you know what? I actually read a book, and then fucking, 2 days later, he set sail, just for the sake of the story. Well, I'm picturing 1970 something. For the sake of the story, he set sail in a fucking boat before he goes, he says, "Hey, just know that in some way, like I know you guys said you're not having any kids because you have no faith in the stability of your of your country's economy. But I got one on the way, and if I ever have another one, I'm gonna name them Felipe and did I say Jorge? Or was it Jose? Felipe and Jose. This is what I'm gonna name them, and it happened. It fucking happened. But things still weren't looking too good up there, and they said, right, I gotta get. Also, I'm realizing this is flawed from the fucking start. Because Donnie Golo they're not actually one of the it's North, but it's not one of the. So I don't know, but so that's the whole thing. Maybe they crossed in to fight the good fight, got caught, had to make a run for it. Fucking ran off to their buddies in New York. You kind of had to hide low, whatever. So we're doing kind of some fugazi shit. We're playing, we're playing fucking pool. We're pool hustlers. Okay, and we tried to get their cousin, Jemima. The cousin Jemima was trying to get in on the action, and Jemima was like, let's do the hustling together. And then it's like, all right, well, we got to teach you. Just like my dad taught our namesakes about the Guinness, we got to teach you about the game of pool hustling. So let's play a couple games or whatever. And then he lost. And then it's like, all right, well, now, in this situation, in this transaction, you would transact me some money. So just do that now. And then, and then we'll go from there. And then it's like, all right, I'll get you back. Runs away. Says, saw something that night that's like, I do not want to enter into this universe, into this underbelly of society. Not for me. So, fucking runs away, becomes a good old boy. Becomes a born again Christian. Fucking Bible studies, whatever. In Boise, Idaho. And everything's fucking rock solid until the day he finds out that fucking, because I'm always worried about that shit. It's superstitious bullshit. Everything, like I said, anything's like, oh, but it's fine. You're fine. It's 2 days out of date. Eat it. That kind of thing. But like Subway crates or the thing on the floor, those and fucking air conditioners. Because what it is, I think what really fucked me over is like I had a roommate once who was like, he just put the fucking thing down. He's like, it's fine. I'm like, no, it's not fine. So get in order to hold it. I'm like, well, how do you know? How do you fucking know? All I'm saying is, okay, you fucking do you. All I'm saying is, if I'm fucking walking under this thing one day and you decide, hey, it's hot, let me open the window. Oh, wait, and I got a fucking funeral. And then at my fucking funeral, thank God, like, no one's gonna come to that shit. They'll be like, oh, he's finally dead? Thank fucking Christ. Thank fucking Christ. Because I already wasn't watching it, the stuff. But, like, I could not live with the fact that he was on the same planet as me for, like, any longer. And so finally his time has fucking come. But out of thing, we gotta go to the funeral. So thankfully, I don't think there's gonna be too many pool fights. But you never know. You fucking never know. But anyway, the funeral brings back, and then the old ghosts resurface. I'm trying to remember the original fucking context of whose aunt. So somebody's aunt had just died, and that's why. I don't know. I'm actually really stumped. I'm going to have to rewatch this. And you know what it is? Okay, so we'll pick up next week because I'm already like 15 minutes over. I said hour and Dunzo. We'll pick up next week and I'll keep this story going. Or maybe I won't. I probably won't. I probably fucking won't. We're going to start talking about like the platypus next week. Or, we'll find a new idea. Yeah, another niche to be cornered. But I don't have the energy right now, or we'll do all that at a future date. So